Warning! The following episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind contains explicit language and adult content. The thoughts and opinions stated on this show are reflective of AJ Orsini, Deceive Dave, and their guests exclusively. Seriously, guys, my dada and uncle say some pretty crazy stuff. If it offends you, go be butthurt somewhere else.
Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Minds, and now your host, AJ Orsini with Dave.
How the hell is everybody out there? It's your boy. It is AJ Orsini back here again with not just another episode of OUM, but a live edition. We are back yet again to celebrate the greatest time of my entire life. I say it every year. The greatest day of my life happens once a year, every year. Today is the beginning of the best day of my life, which is fine because next year will also be the next great day of my entire life. I do it every year. Wrestlemania, birth of my son, my marriage. There's a science prize that I won somewhere in there. I got a killer top 5, but WrestleMania is right there. It is number 1. And as per the usual, I am not alone. Riding beside me once again, don't let the question mark fool you. Dave, are you with us? This time you can actually see him in the dead of night. Dave, are you with us? You there? Can you hear me? He's nodding yes. Your audio is still down? No? Oh, just shy or something? You're not feeling yourself today? There he is. Oh!
How do I sound?
Oh, the new equipment on deck. You're like a 5-foot Barry White over here. You sound magnificent, sir.
I've been playing around with it. I might bring it up a little bit.
Oh, my God. Any other person would have been wrecked by now. What a smooth sound you got coming out of that microphone. But, hey, it's not just you with me here today. See, today is a round table. Now, no, usually that means there's 4 people here and 4 points make a square. But follow along with me. The squared circle is also a nickname, and I am not alone. We have a returning guest. He is in the retirement phase, but that's okay. I have a feeling once the itch gets going, I might see him again. But his itch is to be scratched today on the podcast level because he's got some crazy takes, and I can't wait to hear it. We're bringing back Ace Andrews. What is up, my guy?
What's going on, AJ?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me again.
No problem at all, man. Listen, I love hearing what you've got to say. You are an honest and true gospel man. You call it like you see it, right down the middle. So we're going to be taking some. You promised publicly some pretty wild takes, and we've got all the time in the world. But listen, we have a debut here today. All right, we have a debut here today. He's brand new to the show. Wise man, great takes. This guy is the Grapple talker. You can catch him over at Hive Mind Radio. You can catch him over on Twitch. We'll plug all that good stuff later on in the show. But let's bring in Stephen James, the man himself, the Grapple talker. Hey, Mr. James, I'm right there with you. It's a celebratory day. Let me get it in the camera shot. There it is.
What an honor to be on the program. I've been watching since I was a little kid. First time, long time.
Oh, thank you very much. You're displaying my age, sir. But yes, thank you. It is good to have you on, Mr. James. I cannot wait to hear some of the takes that you have on the big show coming up this weekend. Not one night, but 2. But before we go down the path of night 1 and night 2, and we start breaking down not only what's going to happen, but in my case, I feel like we'll be educating some of the individuals here today who seem to have lost focus. Maybe we'll agree with some people, but then again, maybe we'll set them on the right path. And since WWE has a hard time promoting their storylines the way that they do, maybe we can clear some things up for some people, get them jacked, get them hyped up for the big event, and we'll do our part. But before we do, I felt it was necessary to pay homage, to pay a little respects to those who paved the way for people like myself. Ace, you've tied up the boots. People who have stepped in the ring. They're doing the Hall of Fame, and I don't mean to be disrespectful. The Hall of Fame will be done tonight live, but I wanted to talk to you guys just a smidge, just a little bit, get your thoughts on this year's Hall of Fame. And luckily, there's not many of them this year. It's a very small class, very thin, but I do want to get some of your takes, some of your memories, some of your thoughts on some of the Hall of Famers, especially we'll lead up to the main event guy. But Grapple Talker, Mr. Stephen James, let's start with you here. I'd love to get your thoughts on the legacy selections, which was Kamala, Dory Funk Sr., and Ivan Koloff. What are some of your memories? What are some of your thoughts on the legacy inductees?
The first one that really steps out is definitely Kamala.
Yeah.
Kamala really steps out when you got this, but still, IWA, ICW, IWA champions all over the place. Feuds with Hulk Hogan. As a kid, me growing up, of course, I was watching you growing up, but watching Kamala at the same time.
Yeah, of course.
Strength, just everything about him, presence. That was the guy for me out of this group. I mean, no disrespect to Dory Funk Sr. or Ivan Koloff, but Kamala.
Kamala was either. Oh yeah, political office. That man. I heard a few wrestlers. We learned that about Ludwig Borga the other day. He also ran for Parliament. Yeah, exactly. But he won. He was won by election. The people said we want more Borga in office.
Slipped on a banana peel
and landed straight on our French dick. We'll move on with how we move forward with our next inductee of Dory Funk Sr. Now, I don't know how educated my audience would be on a Dory Funk Sr., but that man was no holds bar. That man was a real wrestler, a real tough guy. Comes from an era where tough guys was kind of the norm. And there wasn't too many video game mental health individuals in the locker room back when Dory Funk Sr. was kicking ass and taking quite a few names. That spitting toe hold still stands true today. Not many left who practice the technician style of the spitting toe hold. But again, and also Ivan Koloff going into the Hall of Fame. I've got no issues with that. The man has a legacy. A forgotten WWE champion. A forgotten one. There are many, but he's on the list. So now I pass on to Ace Andrews. Ace, another inductee, a tag team of sorts of gargantuan size, Earthquake, Typhoon. I keep doing this because of the Kamala and also because I also have a belly. But your thoughts on the Natural Disasters getting into the Hall of Fame? What are some of your memories when it comes to that tag team?
I mean, good spot, well deserved. I think everyone that, if you know Typhoon or Earthquake, you know what they are, you know what their gimmick is, and you know that time in wrestling, like the big gimmicks was the thing. That's what Vince loved. They were indeed larger than life. They deserve it. I don't really have any memories of them. I started watching wrestling like after the screw job, pretty much, and I just cared about I don't really.
Years,
right. Yeah, I never saw Shawn wrestle. Like, to put it like that. Like, I don't know who Shawn Michaels was. Austin was the man. That was that. But I've heard of. They deserve to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, and I'll just leave it at that.
Now, Dave, you know my good friend Mr. Alexander Polgreen. He is a good friend of mine. He's been on the show before. Huge Demolition guy, and every time they do a tag team from that era, that it isn't Demolition, a smile comes across this grotesque face because I cannot believe that yet again. And I'm like Stephen A. Smith and the Cowboys. The Cowboys just be cowboying, baby. Demolition is over Vince McMahon's dead body. Will the Demolition tag team ever get into the goddamn Hall of Fame? But I bring it back to you, Dave, because you actually made a good point when we were talking about it as a clip. And I kind of wanted you to reassert that into the conversation. You were saying how impressed you were with the working style of the Natural Disasters.
Oh yeah, just how they like just their size and being able to move and stuff like that was. I remember they're saying they were like very athletic, and after the
Can you
shot,
stop for a second? Can you stop? If I had a vagina, I would be soaking wet. That fucking microphone.
dude,
is
should I fix
amazing.
it? What? I don't want to make you wet. That's not my intent. I
Oh,
swear.
jeez, it's that kind of show.
Well, yes.
Can I see that? Can you
Hold
make
on,
this man wet with
Jeez.
that?
We're sponsored by Brawny Paper Towels.
Yeah. Oh my God. That is an
Oh.
amazing microphone. You're doing great. You're doing great. Please
It's
continue.
much better than this one that was on the desk. So.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
All
Morphs
right.
into a beaver.
But
Yeah,
continue.
so,
Yes, that working
anyway,
style and yes.
Yeah. After you
Ahead
know,
of their time, I
giving
think
them-
is one of the words you used.
Yeah, they're definitely extremely large, but they moved very fast, especially for that time. I bet they in like live. I bet they felt larger than life for sure. And God bless the people who built those rings, because I don't know how they didn't break every single time, because they were moving way too much for someone that big. So
Moving more
They
than
weren't
two
booked to
people.
break.
Yeah.
yeah,
They the earthquake and typhoon. If I'm not mistaken, Grapple Talker Typhoon eventually was Tugboat after Typhoon or before.
He was tugboat before, because
Before.
remember, he got turned. Yeah.
Yeah, yes,
He got
that
turned.
tugboat capsized and credit and became a natural disaster. He became a typhoon.
And to Dave's, to Mr. Dave's point, sumo, John Tenta, earthquake. Sumo is a very quick sport, a lot faster than people think. He was a former sumo wrestler. So very
Great
astute
balance.
observation,
Yeah.
not just a microphone and a pretty face.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I make jokes about demolition, but natural disasters, in my opinion, actually was very worthy of a Hall of Fame spot. They really were. I mean, if you were a kid during that era, they seemed, I mean, larger than life is a cliche at this point, but larger than life really did seem like that's what they were. They were just two big, sizable guys just sitting on each other, splashing each other. It was just an amazing sight. They were an attraction tag team and WWF tag team champions. So I'll go ahead and give them that. Another Hall of Fame inductee, Miss Michelle McCool. Now, Ace, you were born during this era. You saw this one.
Oh, I watched this era.
This was the Diva run. So I'm gonna start with the compliment sandwich. Okay, that's what we're doing here. Okay, I'm gonna start off with the positive.
Okay,
I will leave you nodding heads to your negative thoughts.
Okay.
And then I will try afterwards to do some more positivity. We'll open with a little bit of honesty, right? We'll open with some honesty. If Michelle McCool, we'll have the conversation. We'll open it up. If Michelle McCool was not married to The Undertaker, does she get into the Hall of Fame? Let's just start off the top.
Maybe in 12 years.
Maybe
Like
it's
not now.
when they've run out of
When they run out. Yeah, that's,
when
you
we get
know.
low and
After
then
probably after Becky, after Charlotte, after, like after this current crop. Who knows? But
Steve, is Michelle McCool a Hall of Famer on her own merit?
Yes, I think she is. At some point, we have to look at the Divas era not as something that just happened and we lived through. It was something that in a lot of ways laid the groundwork for a lot of things that we're seeing, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, first ever Divas champion, her storyline with Layla, that Lay Cool thing where they split the belt and they had two separate belts together, that was something I'd never really seen before. So there's a lot of good things there. You got to put some people in that era. But you got to put some people in from that era. We're not just going to completely destroy it. So if anybody's going to get in from that particular one, she's the first one to do it.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that point. It's a whole era of women where if you want to make the argument or not, were they used in a way that they're in a style in which they're being used today? No. Would their capabilities have matched that kind of push or that kind? No. But for what they were in that time, if you're going to, I mean, what are you going to put Candice Michelle in?
No.
Over Michelle McCool? No.
No.
Layla, who was the other half of Lay Cool? Probably not.
Probably not.
Mickey James? Is she already a Hall of Famer?
Well, Mickey, if Mickey James would just keep her shit together, she'd be How many times? In all honesty, if the trash bag situation wouldn't have happened the way that it did, would she already be in the Hall of Fame? There's a good chance that's a yes. Right. Mickey, I think, falls into that ahead of her time kind of category as well, where there wasn't many. Mickey to me falls into that Luna Vachon era, where it was like she could do it, She could do it, but she didn't have a lot of dance partners that could do it the way that she did it. I know people attach Mickey to Trish a lot. Trish, she slowed it down for Trish.
Yeah.
You know, it was just
You could tell, yeah.
There's
especially
also
since,
AJ Lee. Like it's
again,
it's-
up until
you can't-
2023,
yeah,
that was a burned bridge.
we can name names.
Yeah,
I'm like,
what you're naming though are your names who are obviously are higher on the list of candidatorial vote for a Hall of Fame, but who systematically kind of sunk their own battleship with a smile on their face. Some of them didn't really give a shit if they burned it or not. But what happens is that when you're 10th on the list and 4 people above you just tap out and submit and you move up to 6, it's not her fault she got moved up to 6.
You're right.
And it opens the door for these ladies to get in eventually, too. It makes that era more palatable for Hall of Fame voters, right? They still vote on these things, right? It's a democracy.
Well, it's a democracy now, from what I understand.
Oh,
So
okay.
when Vince was running the Hall of Fame, it literally was on a Tuesday morning. He just woke up and went, "Oh, let's put this guy in," and then it would happen. Now, especially with this Hall of Fame class, with the exception of the Triple H selection, that was a Nick Khan selection. That wasn't a Triple H selection. But for everybody else's selection, it's pretty much a room full of people fishing those ideas out, which I do think is better because you're going to get names that you wouldn't normally hear when it's the same script of people who are doing it. So you'll have that one guy just goes, "Fuck it, I'll say the name. How about Lex?" Fuck it, how about Lex? Which is where we wind up next. Our next Hall of Fame inductee, the total package, the man himself, Lex Luger. A day which will forever live in infamy. Tonight, one guy who we thought would never get in, not because of his ability or his accomplishments, but for what we talked about earlier about burning bridges. He's one of those, I never thought I'd see the day, and here we are. Dave, we talked a little bit about Lex Luger. We talked about the total package. You got a chance to really dig into what the hell he was talking about there. Your thoughts on the Lex Luger induction into the Hall of Fame, wheelchair and all?
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't really. He's one of the wrestlers that I've seen a lot because you watched a lot of it when I was younger, but I just can't recall a lot of it. So I feel like I'm familiar with him, but I really can't speak to a lot of his work. I just remember him being champion quite a bit, and I know he was definitely very popular. But yeah, I remember last time we spoke, you were telling me about some of the ways that he burned bridges and that he really shouldn't be here, which is going to probably be a comment to the next person we talk about. But yeah, I mean, I really think that some of these people who were forbidden before really should get another look now, because standing up for yourself shouldn't be a reason why it shouldn't overshine the hard work that you've done. So maybe hopefully this will be the beginning of some other people that aren't in yet that should can get that look, and maybe we can just separate some stuff and let people get the honor they deserve.
Well, the old guard's not here. So maybe now that opens the door for that. Now, technically, you are an adult now. You have your own family, a wife and child. But technically speaking, you are still my little brother. So you have to verify here. Have I or have I not ever in our lives given you the torture rack? Have I ever torture racked my little brother?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yes.
When I was much
When
smaller.
you were smaller. Yeah.
Can't put me up now.
If I did it now, I'd slip 3 to 4 discs. Easy. Not even a question. I'll give you the range. I'll give you the range. C4 would collapse into C5, and C5 would just literally stab right into C6. It'd be a mess. You know, I survived a big ordeal yesterday, and yet putting you up for the torture rack would probably be. I would take that again if I have necessary.
Some things are forever.
Oh, he was him and my sisters. They caught all the finishes: frog splashes, stunners, super kicks. To a point now where my son, who's 10, I'll start roughhousing. He was like, oh, okay, all right, okay, all right. I get it.
Too bad Celino and Bonds are gone. You could have sued them.
Celino and Bonds. Oh, I don't want to get copyright. Okay,
Don't do
it. They'll do it. Our headliner for the class of 2025 Hall of Fame, of course, the game, the cerebral assassin, the king of kings, the 13-time world heavyweight champion. Of course, we're talking about Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, Ace. Your thoughts, your memories of Triple H as a performer. I said as a performer. We'll get into the other stuff.
Of course, yeah, no, as a performer, about damn
performer.
time. I'll say
Yeah.
that he should have been in this Hall of Fame a long time ago. When I first started watching wrestling, and then when Austin got hurt, Survivor Series, whatever, Triple H was the guy, the bad guy. But what solidified him to me as like this living legend or whatever, or this up and coming going to be a living legend, was the street fight with him and Cactus Jack. Oh my God. What a match. Yeah. What a spectacle.
Still one of my favorite WWE championship matches of all time.
Yeah, and he is the epitome of like, I am the bad guy. If you want to make a baby face, you work with him. And if you want to if you're going to beat anyone at WrestleMania for the championship, you beat him. And then you'll be the man. Yeah.
I believe it was was it Bischoff? I forgot which one it was. There was somebody who said it perfectly, that while Triple H was never the man, he was always the guy who worked with the man. He was always on top. He was always working that out. But Steve, I'm going to have to hit you with the heavy question. You know the history, so I'll give you the heavy question. My wife posed this question. She said, for goodness sake, whoever's on the show, pick somebody who knows their shit that they can answer this question. And Steve, you're my guy. Does Triple H have a Hall of Fame career without marrying Stephanie McMahon?
Absolutely. If you're talking just performance, absolutely.
Performance. Yeah, okay.
And shout out to the First Lady of Wrestling, Mrs. O. Shout out to her. But yeah, absolutely. You know, not even just a world champion. You got to remember, 99 to 2001, he was arguably the best wrestler in the company, bar none, getting match after match out of everybody. His promo skills, you got to remember, he was going from a guy who had, you know, the French accent, doing the doily gimmick and, you know, the blue blood, and then turning the switch, taking over for Shawn Michaels with DX and not really missing a beat. Some would argue DX was better in that incarnation. So, absolutely. 100%.
100%. Dave, King of Kings, Cerebral Assassin, all the whole shebang. Which one do you think has actually made a bigger impact on the business, his in-ring career or his career after being in the ring?
That's a hard question to answer because he's just starting the outside. Over time, if he keeps doing what he's doing, his outside is by far. Yeah, by far, his outside is going to be his true legacy. But that's not to take away what he did in the ring. Like, to Ace's point, I think it was a really good point. I actually didn't think about it till he said it. He's one of those guys that can't do wrong. Like, there's no storyline. We talk about this a lot. Like, will this bury this wrestler? Maybe, okay, but just from what I remember, from what I remember, like, he's just one of those guys where, like, it really didn't matter how the story ended. He's still just going to be him at the end of it. He can't bury himself. Well, maybe like later in his career, but he was always the guy you needed to be to become the guy. And that was a really good point. It probably like summarizes his career because he was just kind of always on top. And then that game gimmick, it just fit. Everything just fit.
The Apollo Creed of wrestling. How many nicknames? Cerebral Assassin, the Game, the King of Kings.
Exactly.
And a lot of those things just felt so natural. Like the sledgehammer, it didn't feel forced. It was just kind of like I don't even know the story behind it. He just kind of seemed like he just did it once, and he was like, "Oh, I like this," and it just became his thing. Is the sledgehammer?
Okay. Yeah, the sledgehammer. We have. There were Triple H's career to me actually is so important because I was talking to my wife about this, and I'll bring it up here. He did so many things in his career, both good and bad, that as a producer, as a booker, as someone who's behind the scenes, who's dealing with the talent every single day, when it's just like any other work situation when you think about it. When you have a supervisor who has never done shit, it has never been anywhere and has never really acclimated to anything, but he's the supervisor. So he's going to tell you what you need to do, what he expects from you, and you don't, let's be honest, you don't really respect what the fuck he has to say because, I mean, what do you know? Where have you been? Here's a guy who has main evented WrestleMania, and won a championship and also jobbed in a hog pin match. He has been up and he has been down. He has been told, hey, it's not your turn yet. He has been told, hey, you got to do the job. Hey, you got to do the favor. And he's had to swallow it. He's had to do it. And then he'll get it on the comeback. All that stuff. So when young talent walks up to Triple H now and they go, hey, I just heard my shit was cut. Well, we have to make it. What the fuck? I got you. You just need to give me this, and I got on the back end. We're going to do it again. The people who win with Triple H, the people you see on TV the most are the people with patience. Are the people who have no issue with going, what was it John Cena said the other day? The Arn Anderson advice, it's not my night. I'm going to get my night. Tonight's not my night. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it, since it's not my night, I'll make it so that it's such a great night, regardless, that they're going to want to make it my night next.
Yes.
And that's the attitude that Triple H comes to the table with. And I think it inspires a lot of fucking people. It's the same thing with NXT now. I think it worked for Triple H in NXT. It's working on the main roster, and Shawn Michaels being in NXT. I think it's a different level of that, where it's Shawn was able to push the boundaries as hard as he could fucking push it to the point where he got in trouble so many times it's crazy that he now can look at people when they push it and go, telling you that's too far. Trust me. That
or
might
no
be
one to allow him to go a little bit far.
Yeah, because Shawn knows what too far is.
Shawn knows.
So Shawn knows. He's like, hello, I used to put my dick in pickle jars and walk around the locker room shouting at the women. I know when it's sexual harassment, okay? I am implicit bias, bitch. I know when an HR needs to be involved, okay? Yeah, if anybody has a rare issue, he'll just look at the resume. 2007. Yeah, no, you can't do that. I got flagged for that years ago. You're getting flagged, bro. You're getting flagged. Here we go. Fuck terrorizing. Part of me feels that Triple H was pushed too hard, but still deserved. Hey, I am actually not going to disagree with that. That year of terror in 04 is still this day debated as one of the most did he really need it for that long? Did it need to be that continuous? That's still up for debate. So I'll go ahead and I'll give you that.
Should have never beat Booker T.
This should have never.
Hey, you should have beat Booker T. Just that whole program was not the direction to go for that program.
Listen, if you're gonna beat him or you're gonna do the job to him, either way, I could have did without the N-word, basically.
Correct. That whole thing was.
He didn't have to be a nappy-headed hoe to get to WrestleMania.
When screwing a corpse on TV isn't the worst thing you've done on TV, you know it's bad.
Yeah, well, that's true. Not just screwing, but the breathing. It was like Shannon Sharp in the third quarter. It was crazy. But we are here to talk about, now that we've discussed the Hall of Fame, we've paid our due respect, it is time, because there's so many matches, and we only have but so much time, and I only have but so much wisdom at the table, and I want to make sure everybody gets their opportunity to have their say. We're going to divulge right into this. So first and foremost, I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it. I was super excited. About an hour or so ago before we went on the air, they revealed the set for the new WrestleMania coming up this weekend. The set reveal has taken place, which is dope because it's a dope looking set. And little known fact, I said this on the show, but I haven't said it on the live. Every year in my house, like I said, it's the greatest day ever. We have a WrestleMania party. And we decorate the house. We've got food. We've got drink. We've got the whole shebang. We have prediction. We have the predictions sheets on the wall where people make their decisions before the show starts. And if they get the most wins, they get a prize. We got all kinds of shit going on. And so we haven't done it in a while because the last time, 35. The last one we did was 34. It was New Orleans. 35, we went, so we didn't have a party. 36, we shall not speak of because it was closed. 37, I went, which was Florida. 38, I was in Jersey with the fam. 39, repeat visit. 40, we went. So this year, this close to going to Vegas, we decided not to, thank God, because now we're in financial situations because of yesterday. But thank God we didn't go. But we are doing the WrestleMania party this year. So this is the first year I didn't decorate my house. I'm so excited. It felt so good. Little low, Alex was the one who decorated the house. He's on the ladder. He's putting up the stuff on the ceiling. He's got the walls going. We put his ass to work. It was his volunteer deal. So he went and did the whole shebang. The reason why I bring this up is because the Las Vegas aspect of things, right? It's not just WrestleMania the show. These motherfuckers have to be there all fucking weekend, from Friday all the way down to fucking Tuesday. Now, if I was a betting man, when I'm in Orlando, Florida, not as worried. Okay, everyone go have fun. If I'm in East Rutherford, New Jersey, okay, what are they going to do? Hit a New York bar? All right, fine. Las Vegas is a terrible place to have my talent for 5 straight fucking days. That is a worrisome place. But the last time they were in Las Vegas, believe it or not, Caesar's Palace, WrestleMania 9, Steve, WrestleMania 9, Bobby the
Oh,
Brain
boy.
Heenan backwards on the camel, and
Put it in
the
the parking lot. Put it in the parking lot.
The idea of Vegas. Let's touch on that for just a second before we start divulging into the matches. I've never been. Dave, have you been to Las Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
You have been to Vegas. Ace, have you been to Vegas? No. Steve, have you by any chance been to Vegas?
Unfortunately, yes, and I have the medical bills to prove it.
Well, I'm sure it'll clear up soon. But Dave, when
Your lips,
you were
not his.
Dave, when you were in Vegas, I mean, what's that accessibility like? Everything's open all the time, lights on. Is it like, is it as loud? Is it as over encompassing as it seems on TV?
From what I understand, it's really like, especially like the nightlife, it's really like one strip.
Yeah, like one
That's lit
street,
like
yeah.
that. Everything else is just desert. So it's like you go to certain spots that are open, but for the main thing that you normally see in images and stuff like that is really just kind of like one strip that you have to like kind of travel to. At least from where we were, the hotels, you have to like, it's not right next to the hotels. You have to kind of like travel out a little bit to get there, and they got all the stores and stuff. But we didn't even go there. There were so many other things kind of to do around that we decided not to do it, because it was just going to be packed with people.
It's like Times Square with a lot of buffets. There's tons of buffets
The food is really good.
Oh.
At least from what I remember up there.
Oh, yeah.
Best chicken I've ever eaten in my life is in Vegas.
We love that.
Well, Steve, female company aside, what are your memories of being in Vegas?
The buffets.
Or should it just stay in Vegas?
A lot of eating the whole time.
Lot of-
One way or the other. A lot of eating.
Either way, hey, this mouth was busy, and that's all.
Oh, yeah.
Really says.
Oh, yeah. I had Dave's microphone with me.
Oh man, if I ever go to Vegas, I need to wear a lapel like at all times and just fucking walk around and fucking just go banana sandwich. Next year, and we'll talk about this a little bit at the end. Next year, we're headed back to New Orleans for the third time. They really fucking love New Orleans. They love doing it down there. I guess just New Orleans just does it for them, man. Just fucking does it for them. And I'm not gonna begrudge them anything. But it is time, folks. There's no other way around it. We've done all the pre-stuff we're gonna do, but this is it. We're talking about WrestleMania Night 1, which takes place Saturday, April 19th in Las Vegas in the Allegiant Stadium, home of the Las Vegas Raiders. So we're going to, let me go ahead and just share this real quick. I am going to start us off with the match that I believe will start off Night 1. And of course, we can debate it, but I'm going here. This, to me, will be the opening match of Night 1. It is for the World's Heavyweight Championship. The 2025 Royal Rumble winner, Jey Uso. Not defending. He will be challenging the World's Heavyweight Champion, Gunther, one-on-one. And there's much to discuss here. And I want to start off with the conversation, starting with the Royal Rumble. There seems to be some confusion. So allow me, just for a second, to clear this confusion up. Folks, when they say that the winner of the Royal Rumble will main event WrestleMania, replace the word main event with high-profile match.
Yes.
It ain't last. Not always. It depends on the story at the moment. When Cody won the Rumble,
still say I don't even notice
the promotional material, and this is WWE's fault. They still say the winner of the Royal Rumble will main event WrestleMania and receive a championship match. They do say that. The problem is that a lot of people rightfully so. They're not wrong when they think this, that the main event is the last match. And it is. That's why it's a bad thing to promote, because it's not true. Everything's always subject to change, but the Royal Rumble winner does not always. I mean, Alberto Del Rio opened his WrestleMania when he won the Royal Rumble. So did Sheamus when he won his Royal Rumble. He opened. Shinsuke Nakamura was midway through the show when he got his championship match. There have been times here where it's not only not the main event, it's as far away from the main event as possible, which is why I suggest that this match should open, because we want it as far away from that triple threat match as we can possibly get. So Gunther, oh, here he goes here. It's Jedi. Yeah, that confused me. It confuses a lot of people. That's why I throw no hate and I throw no shade. We're here to educate. No hate, we educate. Just like that. I just came up with that.
I like that.
I'm going to write that down and we're going to put it on a shirt. But we're here to inform. Now, I'm going to give everyone who's listening right now the heads up that everything is going to be rosy. There's going to be some matches that we bring up that we will absolutely fucking destroy. But there are also going to be some matches where we're going to try to make some sense of it. There are 13 matches to discuss. There's only one match that is the one hill I will die on. We'll get to it in just a little bit. But this ain't it. So Jey Uso and Gunther one-on-one for the World's Heavyweight Championship. The one thing that really stumps up this match, the week before the Royal Rumble, we had already had Jey Uso and Gunther for the World's Heavyweight Championship, and it was not a dirty or a heel finish. It was a straight, flat finish. So, and then 1 week later, he wins the Rumble, and then 2 weeks after that, he challenges Gunther for the goddamn championship. So I understand the sourness on not just the winner of the Rumble, but the actual selection. The selection more so than the winner. I got the winner. So, Ace, we'll start with you. We'll start from the beginning here with the Rumble. Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, right choice or wrong choice? Your actual opinion on that.
It's all based on the other storylines that they had going. If they already knew that they were going to do Roman, Seth, Punk, okay, they're out. If they already knew Cena was going to wrestle Cody, all right, then who else? Who's left? Drew McIntyre? No. It's not his year. It's not his year. No disrespect. Not his year.
Yes, that's not his time, right?
Jey Uso is the most popular babyface they have. One of the most popular babyface that they have on both brands, and he's full-time, and he's there every week. And you know what? He deserved it. He is the proof of, you know what? If you go out there, you get yourself over. You don't have to be the best worker, but guess what? You sell the most merch. You get people to sing along with your song. People are active when Jey Uso is out there. Now, when he wrestles, fine. But we all love the entrance and the exit and the yeet and all of that. It's not about his work. He is the most popular babyface. So, yes, it's with that said, he is the right choice because there is another bigger babyface that they have to put against Gunther.
Now, I'm going to stay with you, Ace, because I want you to continue your flow of thought. And I'll ask you the follow-up with the actual selection. So he wins the Royal Rumble. You just explained greatly why that would be the case. Of the options available to them, this was the best possible choice. So having said that, he's the best possible choice for the Rumble. Was this the correct choice of champion?
Yeah, there was no way.
He only had to. No. Wait. You're going to say, oh, but they already had Cena tied to Cody. Right.
Yeah,
eliminate that thought for just a second. Just straight up, he's got two champions as a choice. If you're Jey Uso, you just won the Royal Rumble. You have two champions of choice. This is before the Chamber happened, so we don't know that Cena is going to be the number one contender yet.
Just in kayfabe.
Just in the world of kayfabe, right?
Sure, yeah.
At the time, he had two choices as champion, both of which he engaged in conversation. He cut a promo with Gunther, and then he went over to SmackDown. He cut a promo on Cody. Does it make logical sense to you with the pick that he made? Or do you go the other way? If you're a Jey Uso.
If I'm Jey Uso and I had to wrestle either Gunther or Cody Rhodes, if again, in the world of kayfabe, Cody Rhodes survived everything the Bloodline threw at him last year. So I'm not beating him. Gunther lost to Sami Zayn. And guess what? Didn't I just beat Sami Zayn? If Sami Zayn could beat Gunther, I could beat Gunther. Even though he beat me twice. I think I got a better chance with this. So I think it's the right choice in the mindset of kayfabe.
I love this, man. I've been trying to explain it. You just explained it better than I did. Steve, I'll take it to you here. As far as now, you shook your head just like I did. I think, well, let me not leave it up to discussion. You agree that this could possibly be the opener for WrestleMania Night 1?
It can and it should be. Even though opening match Jey Uso doesn't roll off the tongue as a nickname, the main event is a nebulous thing. Wherever he goes, it's the main event. And it should be. It's going to have a lot of energy, the yeet thing right off the start.
There you go. Now, here's the question that I have for you. In this particular situation, you just mentioned it, the energy, the yeet. We're in Vegas. The audience is hot. It's the first match of WrestleMania. This is where the most energy goes. That's why, for those of you who voted on the opening, your favorite opening match on the website, on the Facebook page, thank you very much. Of course, Owen Hart and Bret Hart won that vote. That was an easy one. But I just wanted to see where everybody was with that. A lot of surprise picks from people. I was a little surprised. But that match, the opening match, always has the most energy, always has the most people involved in it. But usually that match is reserved for high energy. This particular match provides something different for an opening match, and that's high drama. We've got the bloody Jimmy. We've got the revenge angle now. It's not just about the world title. When they first booked this match, everyone rolled their eyes. All right. That's why I made the joke with Dave on one of the episodes. The MVP of this feud has actually been Jimmy Uso. Because somehow Jimmy Uso managed to get more emotion into this matchup than the two involved. Because now they have something to fight for. The both of them now have something to fight for. And now we have more drama. Does that change the tone at all for an opening match for WrestleMania?
Sure, I think it should slow it down a little bit. It's about sympathy. Now Jey Uso has sympathy again. Say what you want about his wrestling. It doesn't exactly light the world on fire for me, but he takes a good shit kicking from time to time. So that's what you need in the open. You get them all excited with the
He's in there with the ultimate shit kicker.
There you go. And that's why he matches up better as a champion to go against. You slow it down after you bring the energy up, and then when he wins, which I believe he will, the energy goes back up. You take him on a ride for the start.
There we go. Dave, you sat there right next to me at WrestleMania 40, and we were in Philly. You were sitting right in the seat right next to me, your first WrestleMania ever. Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso have their match last year. Say what you want about the match. Not everybody was a fan, and that's fine. But you got a taste. You got a feel for that yeet live at a WrestleMania in that stadium. Now, I'm going to ask you the question. Will you carry over your emotion last year from Cody? And what I mean by that is, should Jey Uso win the World's Heavyweight Championship? And we're going to get to our picks in just a second. Should he win the championship? How do you think he'll fare as champion? And will you be as open-minded for Jey as you were for Cody last year?
Oh, yeah. I don't even see this situation the same at all, to be honest with you. I don't think Cody belonged in the spot he was in. The story developed. It became what it was. It was beautiful. We all had a moment. But at the end of the day, the company didn't even believe he should have been in the spot that he was in. He just got there. And again, it was beautiful, so I'm not taking that away from him. Jey, on the other hand, this has been developing for years. Like I told you last time we talked about this, I'm one of the biggest Uso haters from day one. I could not stand anything that they do. And not only has he developed, not only has he became his own, not only did he really should get his flowers for his performance when it was just him and Roman, because that shit they did together when everyone was injured and they were trying to figure out what's going on. That's when Jey started to become Jey. Almost like
you're referring during the pandemic too, right? When we had the Thunderdome deal.
Yeah, I swear at some point Roman looked at him like, bro, it's you and me. We got to figure this shit out. And that's exactly what the fuck they did. And from that, he really came into his own, and we can say his fame came from that. But let's be honest, at the end of the day, when he separated himself from the bloodline, which he did, is when Yeet really blew up. So he kind of took that momentum, you told me he's gonna start Yi, I would tell you that's stupid. No one cares about Yi. That's dumb. But he made it something to where, I'll say it again, 70,000 people at the end of the night were standing up, exploding. So to add to the last point with Gunther, yes, it should have been Gunther, not Cody. Cody's not, to Ace's point, he survived everything that the bloodline threw at him with my help. So he's not so much, sorry, my camera went out, but he's not so much to me in my head as a threat. If anything, he's more of an ally. So, but the person who's really been pissing me off, or I have real smoke with, and who tries to belittle me and call me nothing and say I'm not a wrestler and I'm trash, I don't belong here, is Gunther. And that storyline previously that I just talked about, with him talking shit, this is exactly the way it should have happened. So when he does inevitably win it, which I would be surprised if he doesn't, good luck anybody else after that match, because that energy, he's going to explode that building. It's going to be absolutely insane.
Steve, I'll allow you to answer this question from the comment section, but does Jay have to take a shit kicking?
100% he has to. I mean,
he's got to get his ass kicked so bad.
He's got to get his ass kicked a little bit. He's got to fire up. You start seeing a little bit of that fire up, because now he's got a little bit more grit to him, and Gunther's got to take him to deep water. He's got to take him to deep water. He has to overcome things. 100%. Beat him up.
100%.
And to answer that question, anyone who goes against Gunther is going to. It don't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are, what level on the card you are. Yeah, or if you want to, it's gonna happen.
My wife said, my wife told me one time, she goes, every time I see Gunther, he's beating the shit out of somebody. Yes. I'm waiting for somebody to beat the shit out of him. And I was like, never. No.
Don't
hold your breath.
My introduction to him was that match between him and what was the other guy? Where they killed each other.
Drew and Sheamus had great
WrestleMania.
The European one.
Really good. That was my match of the year last year, in my opinion. No, Randy.
Was it Sheamus?
The lobster guy.
In NXT?
Oh, dude, I'll figure out. You keep going. I'll find it.
Pete Dunne?
Pete Dunne. I know for a fact Pete Dunne didn't beat the shit out of Gunther. There's no fucking way. All right, so we'll go around the horn here. But Dave, before you start researching really quickly, who's your pick? Who wins this match?
I would be surprised if it's not Jay.
Okay.
I would be absolutely surprised.
Ace, who's your pick to win the
reluctantly Jay?
Oh, reluctantly.
Reluctantly.
I'll give you half credit if Gunther actually comes out with the goddamn win.
I want a squash match. I want a Gunther squash, but
stop! Not at WrestleMania.
Yes.
Come on.
Oh yeah, do it at WrestleMania. Do it
at WrestleMania. Steve, who's your pick for this matchup here?
I think it's got to be Jey Uso. You need that celebration for the signature for years to come.
I'm with that.
From a production standpoint.
I am with that. So our second matchup we're going to be talking about here for the World Tag Team Championship. The War Raiders will be defending the WWE World Tag Team Championship against the New Day. And as Jedi put it, listen to me. I'm gonna put this on here. Street Profits got screwed. I got no problem with the War Raiders. I got no problem with the New Day. But the Street Profits against the Guns, I would have much rather have had on this fucking show. And I know why they didn't. Because they put a very similar match with the Royal Rumble and the world collectively fell asleep. And I understand.
True.
I get it.
True.
It's not for everybody, but goddamn it, you've got 13 matches. You can give me this one. You can give me this one. Although the War Raiders, listen, the War Raiders and the New Day, no slouch, right? Where I'm not trying to be disrespectful to them. It is what it is. It is a very comparable tag team match. It's good. This is going to be a Raw tag team matchup that we've seen 1,000 times. They're not going to do anything all that crazy, and nor should they. We don't need 13 matches of calamity. There's got to be some normalcy in there, and you got to give your main event matches their time. But is there anything, Ace, we'll start with you. Is there anything about this particular matchup you're looking forward to between the New Day and the War Raiders?
Nope. I've seen this match on Raw.
I didn't want to see it.
The only reason why this match is on Wrestle Mid-Mania, it's because Big E better do something. Or else I don't know why this match is on here.
That's the only
thing why you here?
He should be screwing out of this. He's going to be a War Raider.
He handed
I don't know if he's going to join the War Raiders so much as he's gonna fuck them over on that fucking.
He's just gonna fuck him over. That's it.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no fucking way that Big E, like I said, there's really no other. I mean, this was a last minute addition for a feud that really just started about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It is what it is. Steve, what are you is there anything that you're looking forward to for this particular matchup?
For the bell to ring when it's over. I saw this on April 7th on Raw.
I'm trying.
No disrespect.
I'm trying so hard to put these matches over, but I'm telling you,
They're 12-time tag team champions. I mean, you got that. But the thing is all wrong. The baby face and heel. I don't want to see the War Raiders as baby faces.
I do. I think they're great.
All right, listen. I said at the beginning of this, some of these matches is going to be tough to sit here and try to fucking defend. I'm telling you, this is on that list.
Hope everyone gets out of it.
Dave, you're my saving grace. Is there anything about this particular match you're looking forward to? The War Raiders and the New Day. You're going to be in my house tomorrow to watch it.
No,
so.
but to the point I do want to make is I hope you're wrong. Because coming off of Gunther J to this is going to be fucking depressing. It's you're going to spike it and then you're going to just slam everybody back down. I hope it doesn't.
The card as I think it is. The only reason
I understand that. That's why I said I hope you're wrong. Because if this is right after what is going to be has potential to be match of the night, this is gonna fall completely flat. So hopefully there's something fun. Oh, wait, hold on. What if this is one of those like gimmick matches? You know how in Mania sometimes they have like those little fun where different people come out?
Hornswoggle?
Hell, maybe. Who knows? Fuck it.
I think it's a regular ass tag team match.
Those come on, dude. Regular ass.
I think it's a regular ass tag
Both shows are
confetti or something.
Fuck. This is gonna. Yeah.
I'm gonna put this back up. I'm going to put this back up because Jedi is so right on. Street Profits got screwed. He's so right on that. I've been complaining. And then what made it worse is not only has that program been happening longer than the War Raiders and the New Day, but they announced the War Raiders and the New Day for WrestleMania, but then out of the blue announced Street Profits and the Guns for the titles on Friday on SmackDown.
Tonight.
So what was the point? You just did it the day before. Flip it! Jesus Christ!
I think something else was happening.
Look, literally,
2 days.
Regular ass bullshit. I'm with you on that one, brother. Regular ass bullshit. So yeah, I mean, listen, I said not all of these are going to be defendable. Okay, now, picks, right? So Dave, who's winning the match?
I think the War Raiders. I think Big E is going to do something. That's the only thing that kind of makes sense. I'm trying to drive some type of storyline. It doesn't make any sense that they made this pivot so fast. Something has to come. I will be shocked if, like you said, this is just a regular match from Raw. I don't understand why they would do that.
That's all that it is. Okay, so Steve, who do you pick for the winner of this match?
I think the New Day becomes 13-time champions here because it has to. Nobody cares about the tag division on Raw, and everybody's just marking time until they put the Lucha Brothers together.
Okay. And Ace, who do you have picked up here?
I don't care.
You don't
Close
care.
your eyes and point to the screen.
Throw a dart.
Flip a coin. I don't care. I think our War Raiders. Only
go.
because Big E helps screw over the New Day. That's how he gets his revenge. And that's.
I'm just realizing now I didn't pick the first match.
Jeez.
And I picked for this one. I think the War Raiders are going to retain. Yes.
Yeah.
They're a pet project, and I think this is going to be one bigger step towards something more. I like them as a tag team. Obviously, the War Raiders are established, so we'll figure something else out after this whole New Day thing. Whatever. I'm digging them as heels right now, but I mean they don't come across as a main event.
They lost their heat.
But they got new music, but then they put on shiny clothes again. They were great with the jeans. They ruined the whole look.
They went right back to babyface shit.
Jeez.
Speaking of which, now I'm gonna put up this next picture for the next goddamn match, and I'm gonna let everybody in this room know, let everybody in the comments know that there will be no slander moving forward for this match. Okay, it's gonna be Rey Mysterio.
Oh yeah,
and El Grande Americano, the future of luchador wrestling in WWE.
This isn't the real picture they used, did they?
No. So what happens is for the record, and
Clearly his face is photoshopped, and I just want to know if they did that like for real, because that would be
okay.
fucking
Let
hilarious.
me clear this up, and I'm going to leave the picture up while I discuss this. And I'm glad you just reminded me of that because I made a boo boo. I should have said this from the beginning. If you see in the top left corner, you'll see Mr. Bevelok, right? The graphics that we're using in the background and the pictures that I will be using for the remainder of this program were all developed by Bevelok. And the reason why I chose his pictures and his videos is because every time I do a roundtable and I include WWE's match card, I get hit with a copyright.
Fair
I've
enough.
had his video up for about a week now, not a single copyright, so here we are. So by the end of this program, I will give full credit to Mr. Bevlock. I will actually push his promotional stuff and his social media at the end so that he gets full credit for the materials that he's using. I should have said that at the beginning, so I apologize. Dave just reminded me of that. Now, on to the Photoshop debate. When he posted the matches on his pictures, he put El Grande Americano, but for whatever reason, and I don't understand why this keeps happening, he had a picture of Chad Gable on here, which is not
Really?
true. I don't understand why it's not Chad Gable, it's El Grande Americano. So that Photoshop job you're looking at is my Photoshop job. I had to correct the photo because it's just not accurate. That's not who's wrestling in the match. Chad Gable's not booked on this card, which sucks. He's an amazing wrestler.
They
But
really
he's not
killed
booked
him.
on the card. All the matches that Chad Gable's put on this year to not be on WrestleMania is fucking
It's
sad. To
crazy.
be honest with
Absolutely
you.
crazy.
But that should tell you just how good this El Grande Americano could really be. I mean, with the machine behind him, this guy's got a future. I know we made a fuss about Penta, and I know we made a fuss about Ray Phoenix, but when it comes to Luchador in WWE, it looks like El Grande Americano is going to go. And he's got a great relationship with the group. Right?
American
I mean, didn't he just do a 6-man tag with the Cutter Brothers
American
not too long ago with an American Made? Right? Yeah, he's in with the group, but why wouldn't he be in with the group? Similar color scheme, right? He's got the same mindset. He's very pro-American, but like a true American, embraces diversity and includes his luchador style and his wrestling ability. So I mean, look, Jedi.
He's from the Gulf of America. How can you hate him?
I mean,
the only issue with him is that he speaks only Spanish. That's it.
That's you know what? You know how many of those I run into in America? I live in New York. There's a lot of people who've been here for 40 years. They still only speak a language that doesn't make sense in this country, but we accept them for who they are. Why?
Absolutely,
we're fucking American. And I, for the record, as somebody who has been guilty of wearing lucha masks in the past, I am the last individual who should be laying any blame or throwing any shade toward anybody wearing a luchador mask in American wrestling. So I'm not going to be that guy. Okay, but here's the bigger question, and Dave, this time we will start with you because it involves one of your boys. My brother has had a love-hate relationship with Rey Mysterio, but he's come around. He's come around recently.
Okay.
How are you?
I don't know where the fuck he's getting that. Now he's making shit up. No, I never came around.
No. He disliked Rey Mysterio in the circumstances of when he's wrestling giants and bigger men. That was his issue with Rey Mysterio. Because Rey Mysterio was wrestling the same Rey Mysterio match with Big Show and Kane, and it was driving him fucking nuts.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where it comes from. But it just so happens my son's favorite wrestler on planet Earth is fucking Rey Mysterio. So he wanted me to take great care in discussing this matchup. But I'm starting with Dave because is there any concern about this match being a one-on-one matchup? About the fact that he's going to have to go in there with Chad Gable. Well, no, see, that picture's confusing me. With El Grande Americano, that's the correct name. And is there any concern at all about this being a one-on-one match? Because all I've seen on the internet is, oh my God, protect Ray. He's only on his 300th year as a professional wrestler. He's getting in there with a machine. El Grande Americano can wrestle circles around fucking automobiles at this point. Is there any concern about this being a one-on-one match?
Yeah, I mean, no, I guess. I don't know. They both got groups that could jump in, but I don't know.
You don't think this is a bad spot to be putting him in?
What'd you say?
You don't think this is a bad spot to be putting him in a one-on-one matchup at WrestleMania?
No, he'll be fine.
No?
He's got the skills. He'll be all right.
He's got the skills. Ace, you seem confident. Is there any issue you have with putting him in a one-on-one match with a machine like a goddamn Americano?
No issue at all. No.
No issue at all.
No, this might
Wow.
be one of the best matches on the weekend. These two, El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio.
I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to smell if Ace been drinking my drink. Hold on. No. You said one of the best
It shouldn't be on
matches
WrestleMania. It shouldn't be on WrestleMania, but it might be one of the best.
Hey, don't call him out for playing along with your bullshit.
Oh, no. We're just talking.
Let him play too. Don't call him out.
Hold on a second. Hold up. Time out. Okay. If you want to talk about playing along with bullshit, he took that fucking baton and ran with that bitch.
Oh yeah.
He says, I'm talking about the graciousness. I'm talking about the grandeur of El Grande Americano. And this motherfucker said, "Oh yeah, not only is he great, it'll be the greatest fucking WrestleMania match to ever exist in humankind."
That's it.
I feel bad.
Next year, Hall of Fame match.
Oh yeah, after the I forgot.
Oh my god, put him in the Hall of Fame next year. Just do it.
You did.
This matchup is going into the Hall of Fame absolutely fucking next year. I forgot to mention that part from the Hall of Fame. They have a match going in. Jesus Christ. Steve, what I'm getting at, let me clarify because I don't want to go 3 for 3 here, okay?
Sure.
The reason why I'm asking if this is an issue is because just last year, 1 year prior, the reason why they made a tag match is because the nagging injuries have piled up. The match 2 years ago he had with Dominic, which was the one-on-one match, arguably, like Ace said, one of the greatest matches of that entire WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Between either nights. The story, the match itself, they delivered in a big, big way. But they had a very real concern last year with Ray's knees, which have been a continuing issue. That's where they came up with the idea of the tag match, which ironically feels a lot like this New Day War Raider situation because it was kind of a last minute deal even then. But that's what I mean by saying, is there a concern about him doing it with Chad Gable? One.
Oh,
so,
sir, not Chad Gable. I just want to make sure we're clear. I don't
want you know what? Thank you so much. Hold on. Let me put this because I got the stupid screen up.
I just don't want to get sued. That's
no. I just don't want to be disrespectful.
Look, my heart rate's going up. My doctor said I got to keep. Okay, it's going down.
Is that the 85 I'm saying? Is that resting? Are you okay?
Oh, yeah. 90 right now because I'm getting worked up. I'm concerned for Ray. I'm concerned for Ray.
You're concerned for Ray, yeah.
This is a man who lost an eye.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't worry, Americano will perform all his moves for him. He'll be all right.
Oh yeah,
he's got no depth perception.
That's true. Ray did lose an eye not too long ago, so we have to keep an eye on that matchup. But
Ray did just have a fire match with Julius Creed on Monday, though. That was really good. I think that was the test.
That might have been the best Julius Creed match I think I've ever seen in my entire life. But yes, I was just asking if there was any concern there. If they're booking the one-on-one, that means that the WWE management themselves don't seem to be that worried about the idea that the match could go either way. Also, you're in there with Chad Gable. He can go in there with a school desk and still...
Dude,
Jesus,
you're trying to get us fucking canceled. Can we move past this match? We are all going to lose our jobs.
Mistaken identity was the case that they gave him.
This is true, and I apologize deeply for the continuous mistake. It's this fucking picture, but I'm gonna move it.
My heart rate. Oh God, go down.
So, Steve, while you're still working that out, it's going to be Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Not much story really planted in that, but a lot of build up with the Mexican culture and that being the ideology of the storyline itself. Because of that, who is your pick to win the actual one-on-one match?
I think that El Grande Americano is a freight train that cannot be stopped right now, and I think his momentum is too much. He's going to win.
He is going to win. Dave, who wins the Rey Mysterio Americano matchup one-on-one?
Americano for sure.
Ooh, Ace, who you got winning?
Where's my I don't care button? Who wins?
Oh my God!
This is a rough WrestleMania. This is a rough WrestleMania. I'm just saying.
Listen, I'm thinking it and he's saying it. That's all I'm saying.
Here's where he loses me. He just said at the beginning of this might be the best match of the card, and he doesn't give a fuck who wins it. He's just like, I don't know.
Wait till we get to
watch. But who gives a shit?
Americano.
Sarcasm.
Sure.
American. Well,
Sure.
my wife might say I'm the captain of fucking sarcasm. Yes. So my pick to win the match, believe it or not, Rey Mysterio. I actually think there's going to be some unmasking. There's going to be the big revelation, and we'll see exactly. There you go, and we'll see who the true, real American actually is. So that's going to be my
Jeez.
pick.
And we'll
So
get
while
Hogan's music.
Jesus, don't do
Well,
that.
hey,
You're going to
Don't
kill
do
kill the whole gimmick. But we go from a situation that doesn't really have much of a storyline to a situation that has an extremely large amount of storyline attached to it. But I have to ask the question, there's levels to this. Is there a story attached to this match? Yes. Is there some bad blood here? Absolutely. Is it enough for Ace Andrews to give a fuck? We'll find out here in just a goddamn second. Because because this is one of those
too many fucks.
this
Actually,
is one of those situations where they left a lot to the imagination when it comes to this particular storyline. They didn't really give us any meat to the story until very recently, but now I feel like it's cooking to the point where I feel like it's cooking past WrestleMania. So perhaps this will influence the picks. But since Ace is so goddamn excited about this match, let's start with the man himself. Let's start with Mr. Andrews. But I will ask you a very specific question. Not so much just about the beef behind the feud, but I want to get your opinions because you also, if I'm not mistaken, you if not now in the past, you have followed AEW television. Sure. Okay.
we'll
So
make that man
That's the
admit that
proper
shit
response.
live.
the
Should
growth,
have asked him first.
consent, right? I said what I had to
Look at him.
say.
Look at him.
I didn't just rape
He just
him
fucking
of his
lost the bet.
knowledge. I asked the fucking question. I didn't forcibly go into his brain like a Sandra
Fucking set him up.
rip the fucking information.
Everyone at work now knows he watches that shit. It's over.
Oh, he's got to quit his job and move now at this
It's
point.
shame.
Say
Witness protection program.
and you saw that I prefaced it by saying maybe not now, but in the past. 'Cause I think
Yeah, you try to
everybody,
save it.
I think everybody watched.
Yeah,
it
but he
in the
didn't
beginning.
inhale.
I'm aware
Yeah,
of more
exactly
exactly.
right.
Too like that.
So the question that I actually have is the growth, right? Between from Jade from the beginning to now, we're seeing a completely different individual in the ring. She's starting to process it on a higher level. Have you been impressed with Jade's in-ring stuff recently, and do you think it translates into a big WrestleMania match tomorrow night?
Her in-ring work, it's good. It's obviously better than it was in AEW. It was
Yes,
better than her
absolutely.
first match
Yeah.
in what was it did she debut at WrestleMania last year? That was her first match?
It was the
3-on-3?
first match. She debuted at the Rumble.
Oh,
First
that's
match
right.
was
Even
good.
that was good too. But even
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole
They showcased
whole
her beautifully.
presentation-
Just beat everybody up. Yeah,
exactly. She doesn't have to
yeah.
do much. She doesn't have to wrestle the AEW style, which is that she doesn't need that shit at all. Like what she does here is it's good. She's progressed slowly, but it's good though. She's in the right direction. There's enough drama for this match to put this on WrestleMania, and this is, I think, if you're gonna leave out people not to be on WrestleMania, it's because there's something that wasn't going on long term. This is one of those matches that had to be on WrestleMania. It didn't need a championship match. It didn't need a stipulation. It could have used a stipulation. It doesn't need it. It's Naomi, who is a fantastic heel. Honestly, this is it's so refreshing to see her as a heel working with Jade Cargill, and I'm sure Naomi's going to lead her to a good match at WrestleMania, which is all it needs to be. So this belongs on the card for sure.
Dave, when it comes to this matchup, right now it's one-on-one. It's Jade Cargill. It's Naomi one-on-one. We know the story. We know the history. Jade was mysteriously put through the windshield of a car. She took time off to heal her wounds, and then she came back at the Elimination Chamber, a badass bitch. But here's the problem. This is a one-on-one matchup. However, this is not a one-on-one program. For whatever reason, still involved in some way is Bianca Belair. Now, Bianca Belair will be performing on night 2. She's in the triple threat match for the title. We will talk about that matchup. But as it relates to this specific match, do you think she will? Do you think she should be involved in any way in this matchup? Bianca.
I hope Now, for the sake of storytelling, I mean, it's welcomed. Like, let's continue these three. When they first got put together, I hated it, but they're working now, so we can keep going with it. I'm okay with it going past Mania, for however long that is. So if she does, and it's obviously to drive the story, it obviously depends on how they do it, but I'm okay with it. But to be honest with you, to Ace's point, from where she was in AEW, which was abysmal, we've talked about it here before, to where she is right now, she's definitely progressed a lot. And this is probably, WrestleMania might be a little bit of a you can argue WrestleMania being the place, but I think it is time for her to start going out one on one and having these full matches. The only thing that I think can make this match bad is that she botches, because she's had a couple tag team matches where she looked really good, and then one thing happened and it just looks weird after she loses her composure and it gets
Jada tried to stretch her. I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
Jada tried to stretch her. She was like, "Bitch,
she was having an awesome match. I forget what match it was where she jumped on the ropes and slipped, and it kind of like threw her off that whole match too. So hopefully, and Naomi, not to say anything negative, is a little bit of a slower wrestler, so it should be easier to maintain. This is a good matchup. I hope it goes botchless or minimal, and they can really show that single side of Jay. This is a big moment for her, so hopefully she's able to pull it off, because she's out of here if she can get it together. She's the full package.
You're referring to Jade being the full package.
Yes, I said Jade. I didn't refer to her.
I
said her name.
I was trying to
new total package. Okay.
A new total package. Oh, they should do that. They should do an angle with that. Lex is going to be in the house. They should do it. Pass it down. The total package.
I love it.
Yeah, the day that Lex Luger passes that gimmick on to a woman is the day fucking forget it. Trump becomes a saint.
And can I say that I don't think there's a single piece of clothing that woman has worn that did not look good on her.
I don't know. Have we seen her in a smile?
It's like a glass of milk every time.
So, Steve, when it comes to grudge matches, right? This is going to be, or at least should be, this is a blood feud. Right, this is a situation where you didn't just end my career. You tried to fucking kill me. You tried to fucking literally injure me for forever. I mean, from a from a parking level down into the windshield of a car. Right, you didn't just take me out in the locker room. You didn't clothesline me from behind. You didn't do all that. You tried to murder me. So now I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Kind of a situation. When it comes to blood feuds, as you've experienced in the past, you've seen quite a few and you've seen many.
Sure.
What do these ladies need to do tomorrow to raise themselves up to that next bar? What kind of fight? Are we talking just brawl it out? Are we talking about bringing weapons into the ring? It's not labeled a no disqualification match, but the ideology of a referee trying to calm them down. What kind of storytelling within the match are you looking forward to really getting this across as a blood feud?
It needs to be physical. They need to lay their stuff in, and that's kind of been a criticism of Jade in the past about not really laying her stuff in as much as she could. Naomi, to Mr. Andrews' point, has been fantastic and will get her where she needs to be. It needs to elevate. I disagree the fact that this doesn't have a stip. I think it should have some sort of gimmick, something to elevate it, because if you're trying to take my life, if you're trying to take I got to take something from you. I'm not going to patty cake you in the corner. It needs to have something. And maybe they just get around the rules because they're so nebulous now. It's a regular match, but the ref is out. The ref is out. You don't see something. I would say get some color, but they're not going to do that. I would love to see that personally. Something a little bit more elevated than a regular one-on-one match. Because if this is just a finish and a clean like bing bang boom, I don't know. It deflates the stakes.
Agree or disagree? This had unsanctioned match flavors to it.
Agreed.
Leading up to the actual pay-per-view, it kind of had that vibe where it's just like
it should be a street fight.
Well, that's the thing. Like, for some reason, they made the other one a fuck. I don't even know why the fuck that one's. We'll get to that, but I felt like it's the tried to kill me part that I think I get hung up on, where it's just like the things that I want to do, you'll sue me for. Let me sign this piece of paper and I can beat the shit out of this bitch for the remainder of the fucking show, or whatever the case is. Especially since Jade comes in as the dominant, right? So as we're looking at it, like Naomi is supposedly supposed to be, despite the fact that she was the aggressor, she's still very much looked upon as the underdog in this matchup. And I think that's why I asked Dave whether or not Bianca should be involved, because she does have the match the very next night. So if not involved in this match, will she be involved in anything involving these two moving forward?
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
get
absolutely.
we'll get to our picks after when it comes to that one. Let's pick here, Steve. I'll stay with you because it's a blood feud, because it's a grudge match. Who wins between Naomi and Jade Cargill? Who do you book to put over?
I think you take Naomi here. I mean, you want to feel good of Jade to get her comeuppance and get her revenge, but it's too soon. Plus, you got to fold in Bianca at some point, and this has been good. And this is a showcase for Naomi, who's been doing excellent work. To Mr. Andrews' point, a fantastic heel. Didn't really work the first time for me, but this time, I don't know. It's just there, and you got to do it. You got to give it more time.
Okay.
Too much meat on the bone left.
Ace, who was your pick to win this particular matchup here at WrestleMania?
It depends, because I don't think this is the start of the program. You're going to see a series of 3 with these.
Yeah,
and
no, I definitely get that vibe for
a
sure.
stip.
Yeah.
I don't think that's why it doesn't need a stip right now.
I was going to say, I think that might have been the reason they didn't do it yet.
Right.
And if I can comment on that, honestly, I don't think Naomi is a stipulation person. So although I agree with what you're saying, I feel like putting a stip on this, I don't think Naomi's going that far. And I think that makes it look worse. It's one of those things like you've seen them before, hardcore match, but they just had a straight up match. Like, why did you even call it hardcore? I feel like this would have that feeling if they put something on it.
Okay. So to your point, I'm going to save this for something hopefully we discuss later with Randy Orton. But but for this match, I think Naomi should go over. Jade can lose and she'll be fine. This new character, this new version of Naomi, she needs somewhat credibility, because again, she's not the dominant. She now needs to cheat to win.
Agree.
And that will have the
I would love
stipulation
that.
for
That would be awesome.
whatever they're going to do in France or whatever they're going next for Backlash. But I have my pick is Naomi.
Well, before I make my pick, I'm going in for the hot tag.
Woo!
Joe Duff is here. Now,
Indeed.
before I update Joe on everything that we're talking about right now, really quickly, thank you, Joe, for coming on to the show. I know that you were on a previous show. Would you like to let the audience know what it was, where they can see it? Just really,
you can go on.
Giving him a chance to plug already. Dude just got here. He's
No,
already
no.
plugging.
Yeah, I was born to plug, baby.
plug.
You do that.
He's
So
born to plug.
the Captain's Quadrant was a guest on the Crusher Convo. So it was a whole lot of Star Trek love, just intermingling all the species, just like we like it. You know, Captain Kirk did a lot of the, this is uncensored, right?
Yes.
So,
He came in hot.
Love
Damn,
Beverly.
Finger blasting off the jump is crazy.
So
yeah,
Joe,
I did a lot of trekking today.
there you go, man. I love to see it. Love to hear you on the. I love to see your beautiful fucking face on the fucking program. But obviously, Dave, Stephen James, the Grapple Talker. He's making his debut here tonight. Is the Grapple Talker? Yeah, he's a fabulous, wise man here, and of course, my main man Ace Andrews, who has been absolutely crushing this pod tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's really bringing some real fucking heat. He's delivering on the promise. He said he had some hot takes.
Oh, I'm not
He's
done.
got some evidence. Oh no, I know you're not done, buddy. I'm just teeing you up, brother. But I can't go backwards into time. There's a few matches you've missed. We're approaching the end of night one here, but we are currently on Jade Cargill and Naomi. We have made our picks. Just
the buns match. Yeah,
just really quickly, just want to get your thoughts on what you're anticipating for this match, and if you could end your thoughts with your actual pick.
Okay, so my thoughts for this match is because they did such a good build-up. We didn't know who took out Jade. She's just lying on top of the car and bashed him angles like the Incredible Hulk smashed her. So I Was shocked that it was Jade and not Bianca. I thought it was going to be some bigger reveal, or maybe the two of them together, because Jade is such a beast. You would think it would take two of them to take her out. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was more behind the scenes on this, and it's going to be a bigger reveal, and we get a big surprise that Bianca's going to be behind it too, and it's the ultimate double heel turn. So I think that would be ecstatic if Bianca gets involved and causes Jade to lose, and Naomi gets a big win for her career. So that's where I'm going with that.
Well, that answers the follow-up question, because I asked them the same deal about whether or not Bianca would be involved, considering she's got the match on night 2. But who's your pick to win, considering that it's going to be a grudge match here?
I'm thinking that if they do the Bianca thing that I just portrayed, I think it's going to be Naomi, and with the grudge match, I think that would be incredible for her to get that big a win, because they're really beefing up Jade, and I think she's fantastic now. She's really come a long way, and I think this is be a great moment for her to kind of diversify and really grow her aspects as a character in WWE. So that would be great to not have her lose cleanly. It would have to be a very, very disruptive end, and that's the only way that could happen. So if it's going to be, clean, it has to be. This is a lot going on here. Where's my face?
I was playing with it for a second. Sorry,
I always look at myself. Gotta make sure the cheeks are good, baby. No. I think for sure that it's got to be a dirty win, and it's got to be big, because it's WrestleMania. You can't do it small.
WrestleMania, baby.
WrestleMania.
Absolutely. Now,
can you imagine a heel Bianca going into the match tomorrow, the second night?
The crowd seems to have been deciding. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But before we do, we gotta get to the we have to get to Jacob Fatu challenging LA Knight for the United States Championship at WrestleMania. And I gotta tell you right off the back, I'm gonna change it up right here with this matchup. I'm going to. We usually do the picks at the end. I'm picking first, and I'm picking at the beginning. This matchup is going to be a victory for LA Knight. And I don't think that it's going to be a situation where Jacob Fatu has a choice in the matter. I am predicting Solo Sikoa involvement. I am predicting that the disgraced tribal chief will play a role in this, because it's just been too somber for me. We went from "I love you, Solo."
Yeah, he went all in.
Get the fuck out of my face, Solo. And it's been this extreme turn so very, very quickly. And I think LA Knight seems to be in a situation of being the recipient of a really good situation, because I think Jacob and Solo in the immediate future is the future for both of them. I think LA Knight finds himself in a situation where he does not see a path after Mania just from this match solely, but it still puts him in a position for a strong win. Last year at WrestleMania, he got a pretty decent win in a one-on-one matchup, but this year, I think coming in champion, walking out champion, a little bit of a stronger victory than it was before. I don't necessarily use that as a flag-bearing situation for his run, but in this particular isolated situation, I think it works. It sounds crazy, but the champion retaining works out better for the challenger than it does the fucking champion. It's a weird dynamic, but it's just, to me, it's just fuel to the fire. Despite the fact that Jacob Fatu is relatively new in WWE for some reason, and I think everyone to some degree feels similar, Jacob kind of feels bigger than the U.S. title, which is weird. It's weird to say out loud because of how new that he is, but he came in with such fanfare. And I think the reason that he didn't come in sooner than he did actually made the hype stronger, because the only reason they didn't bring him in was the arrest record, which is perfect for a badass fucking character. He was too dangerous to bring to WWE. We can't fly the fucker out to other countries because he's such a fucking dangerous human being. But that's just my take on the particular matchup. I know it last, but I feel passionate about this one because I think this is a weird dynamic. And if you're not really into the industry, forget the wrestling part, like a casual fan, if you're not into the industry, that's a hard match to read. So, Joe, you just jumped in. We'll start with you. As far as this matchup goes, we won't do the pick right away, but who do you think has the most to gain out of winning this match, in your opinion?
I think LA Knight does, because when you are coming in as the low budget Wish Rock, you got to make sure that you got some really good really good wins under your belt.
I believe it. I agree with you. It is strong.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah, I came in hot, man.
But that's why I felt like
I
felt like LA's run after last year's WrestleMania was so hurt, because he was doing the Rock's gimmick for so long that when the Rock came back for 40, it didn't feel the same.
Yeah, they realized, wait a minute, now I know where I know him from. He's the Rock.
Oh shit, I saw that before.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I see it now. So I think
this. Finish your point. I'm sorry.
He needs to finish big. Oh, and he needs to get the win on this because of where he could go. Otherwise, he's toast, in all honesty. Ooh. So, yeah.
Ace, Jacob Fatu coming into this situation being the challenger of a championship too soon, or as I said before, is he even past that?
No, I think this is, if you're going to do a full breakup angle, you do it at WrestleMania, and that gives the program for Jacob and Solo. Unfortunately, even though Solo Sikoa is not in the match, LA Knight feels like he's the third guy.
Yeah, I know.
He's not. You're just there to be the reason why Solo will screw you over, and maybe they'll bring back Tonga Loa, and maybe they'll debut Hikuleo, whatever. Hey, I don't need you. I got a guy that actually loves me. And they're probably going to need, after this program too, depending on what they do with either main event, with either world title main event, they're probably going to need Jacob Fatu alone, and they probably need him as a baby face. Ooh. So for foreseeable plans in the future, but he has to get over the program with Solo first. You got to build him up. But first, he needs to be screwed and justified.
Needs to be screwed.
Yes.
You actually just hit out a very good point. I'm actually not opposed to Solo as an individual, but Hikuleo as a heavy. I'm actually really not that opposed to that. That could be a very, very, very interesting situation here. Dave, on the show here, when we've talked about LA Knight in the past, we've actually had our issues with the up and down of LA Knight, where it's just like,
more down than up, by the way.
More down than up. Yeah, exactly.
Way more downs than up.
So why does it, maybe you can answer this for me, but why is it, because I just said 2 seconds ago I pick LA Knight to win. So why does that up feel like a down?
I'm actually, when you said it, as you guys are putting it together, I'm sitting here thinking, like, thank God, finally, man. This dude's been, since almost exactly a year ago, he took a spike straight down the moment Rock came around, not for any reason besides that, like you said, they start to see the gimmick, you see the real one, and he just, to me, never really kind of came back up. Like, I don't know, he gets his wins here and there, but it just never really seems like he's on a run. He's always more on like a negative run than a positive one. So it'd be nice to see him, like you said, go in as champion, win as champion, a big night, see if we can reset his momentum going into the next season, and then see what they can do with him, because he was cooking, like absolutely cooking, before Mania started to do like the road to WrestleMania last year. It happened, he spiked, and he's been on a low up and down since then. So he seems to be trying to work hard, and I think people like him. He just needs some wins, man. He doesn't have any like really good consistent wins. So hopefully this is the start of that.
Yeah, you said you actually kind of nailed it on the head there about the spike of what happened after WrestleMania. It also doesn't help that if you really, I was making this joke the other day, when it comes to LA Knight and the U.S. title, his program with Logan Paul was probably the highlight of anything that he did with the U.S. title. But I think
that Shinsuke loss was so fucking random.
Yeah. And then,
the run itself was random. Like, all that shit was random. It made no sense, and it did nothing but just make LA Knight look weird.
And then he gave it back.
Here's what I will propose to the WWE universe, not to the gentlemen here on the round table, because everyone in this room knows better. But a lot of the criticism that I've heard about this particular PLE WrestleMania is that it doesn't seem like there's a lot going on.
Correct.
Not a lot of world titles, not a lot of celebrity, not a lot of where's the mania of it, right? And one of the things that I've been combating the fans with is that maybe it's time for a retrain. Maybe it's time to dial it back so that when we go full force, like we did with 40, it means a little bit more. And as an example of what I'm talking about, it's this match. I can't think of two people on this roster who are performing on this pay-per-view that have an ability to put on a clear-cut, classic, babyface, heel, WrestleMania 2 style mid-card matchup where they're not going to do anything ridiculous. They're not going to do Jacob Fatu is going to do a hair flip and he's going to fucking do an elbow, and LA Knight is the most classical wrestler ever. No one's diving through the fucking rope. No one is doing a moonsault from the top rope to the floor. This is going to be in the fucking ring, and if it leaves the ring, it'll just be throws. Throw it into the stairs. Throw it to the announce table. Throw it to the guardrail. This is going to be classic pro wrestling.
Punches and taunts.
Punches and kicks and clotheslines and sugar holds and fucking wrestle hold and locks. And it's going to build up toward a big crescendo later where Jacob Fatu will hit the corner with the hip check, and then Lele he'll do his hop up superplex or something. They have big moves, but the first 5 to 7 minutes of this match is going to be pure classic, just fucking regular ass wrestling. And I can't fucking wait to see it. Because I love watching. And Joe will attest to this because I did this in his house.
Yep.
When we watched the Royal Rumble, I spent the entire DIY Motor City Machine Gun match on my phone because I couldn't fucking wait for the casual versus IWC matchup. That was the real matchup. It was going to be, why are these people sitting on their hands? And then the other people's going to be like, what the fuck are they actually doing? There's nothing really happening. And it's just the back and forth. We're going to get that shit again. Jacob Fatu and LA Knight, at one point, I'm not going to lie, they're going to fall asleep. At one point, they're going to actually nod the fuck off and then pick it back up. This is going to be pure classic wrestling all the way through. And then it's going to be the fucking storyline bullshit at the end. Mm-hmm. Although, and up until Ace said it out loud, I actually forgot about the Hikuleo component. And I actually am rooting very heavy for that. I don't think Hikuleo should go to NXT, despite the fact that I know they're trying to remodel kind of his style and the way that he does things. I love the idea of him going to the Performance Center and then going right to the main, on the off chance that when they move him to the main, that they don't really like go full force with him. Just like Solo. Solo was in NXT for what? Like a few months? And then they just fucking made him a heavy. Flip it. Make fucking Hikuleo the heavy. Let him learn on the road. Let him be in the same car with Roman and the Usos and stuff like that. Just fucking get that education and then fucking, because he's too big and he's a little on the older side and he's skilled. He's not like a perfect fucking wrestler, but he's skilled. You just need to get him comfortable in what he's doing. And fucking being Big Daddy Cool in the corner is like the best. Ace hit it right on the fucking. I think that's the perfect spot for that. And if you're gonna make a splash, like he said, WrestleMania is the fucking place to do it. So, Steve, who is your pick to win the match in the United States title match?
I think you accomplish the same thing that you were talking about if Jacob wins, and you go with a jealousy angle. Solo's whole thing is he's been jealous of everything that everybody else has with the Roman stuff, all of that. So I think you could accomplish the same thing and just extend it a little bit. And LA Knight, I'm take a leave on. So I'd rather see him away from the U.S. title for a little bit.
I don't know what it means, but it looks like this is French. So I'm going to put it here out of respect. I will Google Translate later, and I will figure out what it is. But I'm going to put it here because you are watching and you contributed. So thank you very much.
WrestleMania.
He said WrestleMania.
Joe, who is your pick, my guy? Who wins this matchup?
I like I said, if we got a interference, then LA Knight's gonna win it.
LA Knight. Ace, who
Yeah.
you got?
LA.
There will be LA Knight. And Dave, who do you have?
I hope LA Knight takes it here. I do. I hope he doesn't.
He's hoping for LA Knight. Well, look,
No.
I also, I'm wishing the best for the guy, but we're going from classic wrestling to no real beef between the two guys. It's more of an outside influence than anything else. This next matchup has to. I mean, there's beef, but man, Impossible Burger, like the Impossible Burger.
Yeah,
like it's beef, but is it really beef? It's not really beef.
it's not beef.
It's not beef.
It's
It
beef.
feels very forced, and
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm
It's
not.
beef.
It feels very forced. It's a kind of an agenda thing, and then that leads us to this. It leads us to our next matchup,
Oh,
the WWE Women's Championship. It's like it's beef, but is it beef? You know what I'm saying? Is it beef? That's what I'm trying to say. It's like it's
the
here.
newly reconstructed.
It's well, but Dave, let's start with you because you caused all this. Okay, you did this. You're the root of this problem.
I didn't want this.
No takes backsies. No takes backsies. You were the only one who predicted, and not only predicted, it was arrogant. If Charlotte's in the Rumble, she has to win. Charlotte's going to win the Rumble.
I promise you that was not a hot take. That was the coldest fucking take I have ever said on this fucking pod. I promise you. You said, I promise you.
He was the only one. He said, Charlotte's good.
I was not the only one.
You not only did you say that Charlotte was going to win, but if I'm not mistaken, correct me, you said Charlotte kind of has to win. There was a situation where just like because she's returning, because it was the debut.
It's in her contract. I
You
promise
just
you.
So let me ask. So I have to ask you this now. You predicted the Charlotte win at the Rumble. You were 100% correct. You were the talk, Joe. Didn't we say like when I was in your house for the Rumble? I was like, my brother fucking.
Yeah, that was great.
Shit.
I think that and your wife's reaction to who didn't win the Rumble were the two best highlights.
My wife was on pins and needles the whole Jey Uso.
Oh, it was amazing. It was the best moment I've had.
They actually got a chance to see in real time how my wife reacts when John is.
God bless you. So
I love that.
I was in the bathroom. And I can hear her from the bathroom screaming a fucking hell. No, he better fucking not. He better fucking not.
I knew they put her. They were like, let's put her on edge.
I have a story for all of you when we get to that fucking match. I have a story for every one of you when we get to that fucking match. But we are talking about Charlotte now being the Royal Rumble winner. Here we are again. She won the Royal Rumble. She gets to main event WrestleMania. No, she does not get to WrestleMania. But this is a matchup that they talked about in the past being sort of a dream matchup because Tiffany Stratton had a lot of Charlotte like
saying that.
A lot of
similarities between the
the two.
Super athletic,
but never. People didn't think it would happen this fucking soon, this fucking fast.
Yeah.
We didn't know right out of the gate from her injury of being out for like a fucking full year that they would jump right to this. And it was almost as if Tiffany won the title specifically for this situation. So Dave, we'll start with you. Your thoughts on this particular matchup, what you're looking forward to seeing, and if we could, I'll take the pick now because
I'll make this quick. So I hate this. I hate this so much. It's fucking terrible. I mean, when it started happening, I don't even like the way she chose her, sitting over top of her, saying her name the way this. Like it was all fucking uncomfortable. Didn't like it. And then as they worked the program, I'm not gonna lie, my disgust with it isn't even necessarily Charlotte. I feel like Tiffany's exposing herself. I feel like she's not doing nearly as good as I thought she would have done. I don't think I just really don't like the way she looks in this. I feel like it's very forced. It doesn't feel like they actually have beef, like you said. It just kind of feels very fabricated. I don't know. I was gonna butcher that word. My mouth could not say that shit. But yeah, I don't like this. I don't like anything about this, and I honestly just I'm hoping it is a good match, but I'm not expecting anything from this at all. And I'm actually more interested to see what happens with Tiffany after this, because I don't think she looks good during this at all.
Yeah. Steve, any follow-up comments to that? Pretty much the same question.
And Charlotte, by the way.
Yes, thank you for the pick. Yes. He's picking Charlotte. Steve, same question, also the pick.
Charlotte, I'll start with the pick. Charlotte to keep the heat going, whatever little bit of embers there are there. But I agree with Dave. This doesn't look great for anybody. It's been okay. A lot of this forced work shoot sort of situation I don't really believe in. I mean, that first promo that kind of led to this, where Charlotte kind of pushed her around in that what was the dual screen one where she kind of pushed her around a little bit. I'm glad Tiffany did get some comeback on that. But it just felt awkward and clunky. Both of them are super athletic. So I think the match itself will be pretty good. But I could care less about this coming out of it unless there's some sort of Charlotte win. Even though I really don't want to see her win another one. I mean, come on. But still. Yeah. Her without it, what is it?
So, Ace, you keep your finger to the pulse. You've got your ear to the ground when it comes to social media and its activity. Your thoughts on the promo? You know which one I'm talking about. The in-ring promo, Charlotte and Tiffany, they start shooting on each other. They're going back and forth. We're talking about divorces. We're talking about fucking DMs. Yeah. And I want to point out for the record, for the first time in human history, I'm going to make this meme live here on the show. A man was accused of cheating, and not a single fucking soul on earth was like, yeah, there's no cheating, right? There's no Charlotte. Nobody was in your fucking DMs, bro. Relax yourself.
Correct. With Mama.
But Ace, let me ask you the question here, and they kind of harped on it a little bit. The program itself doesn't really lend itself to either person, but specifically that promo, hit or miss. Where do you think social media? Where do you think that you, as an individual, lied when you saw that promo? Did that help the program? Did that hurt the program?
Help the program. Absolutely.
Helped.
Oh yeah, we're talking about it now. We're not even talking about the match. The program. It did its job, whether we liked it or not. It did its job.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah,
we did it.
I'm checking my phone now. I'm checking Instagram. Kaiser's in my DMs, and he's saying, "How come I'm not on Wrestlemania?" That's what he's saying to me. I think that's a travesty. Kaiser and Carmelo Hayes both worked their asses off this year, and they're not on the card. But that's a whole different subject. The match. So this match, along with a few other ones, suffered from WrestleMania is now in mid-April, so it's a month and a half build, and it took fucking ever just to get to this weekend. This promo probably never needed to even happen. If we just had those 2 weeks before, if it was cut down to a month and we're just here at WrestleMania, then we're good. But the match is not forced. The match it's the Royal Rumble winner against the world champion. It just happens to be Charlotte Flair against rookie Tiffany Stratton. Charlotte wins. LOL. Unfortunately.
Wow.
Astute.
Yes, a scholar that
Charlotte wins. LOL. So far, and I'm gonna jump in there. Okay. I am also selecting Charlotte. It seems across the board, Joe.
Do I want to be the oddball out and just to be the oddball out? Not
it's all about you.
It's woo, baby.
Charlotte, clean sweep.
Listen, you had your chance on the Rumble. You missed. Woo! Jump on board now, buddy.
The clock is broken. It's not Tiffy time.
It's not.
It's not. I'm afraid it won't ever be again after this shit.
God.
Yeah, their time is not now. Their time is up.
Remember, Charlotte beat Rhea, and you know what? She got the rematch years later.
It did work out. Yeah.
I know we're not comparing Rhea to Tiff.
No, we're not.
Okay. We can move on.
To his point, He's
No, I
actually
know what he's
very
saying. I know what he's
correct.
saying. I know what he's
Because
saying.
that first match, which was 36, the one that we shall
We don't
not
talk about.
talk about, it still was one of the best matches on that specific WrestleMania card. And that was a position many people argued at the time Rhea was not ready for. When we fast forwarded 3 years to 39, Rhea was the fucking favorite to win that fucking match.
Rhea
And
wasn't
she
Rhea
did.
then.
Yeah. So I understand Ace's point completely when it comes to the fact
see.
that she's just being put in this position as an actual test. And I'm not opposed to it. The problem that I have with this position is that when to go back to the Rhea situation, when it was Rhea and Charlotte that first time, when it was the NXT Championship match, this was a present future kind of matchup, and that's kind of where they left it. This, I feel like, it hurt more than it helped. I know that you say that it helped the program, and it did to the extent of it's getting people talking in a situation where they weren't talking before, and I understand that, and I'm with that. If I'm booking this particular show, I'll take that. And I'll say, okay, all right, this is momentum that we'll use. It's not, to me, it's not long-term help for Tiffany. Charlotte is in Italiana, she's a made woman. You know, she's a made woman. She's a prof. You know what I'm saying? She's like a Mario. You know, she's like a and a wee. She's one of those people, right? But
One of those.
just right along with me here. Tiffany's not. And today's point, she's not now where Rhea was then. And this is the kind of pain and the kind of hurt that could really fucking hurt. I put Tiffany's popularity in there, and agree or disagree, I put that in Fandango territory. Whereas like right now, it's a big deal because she does the flip, she does the move, she does this. But is it long-term success? Are they invested in Tiffany the same way that they're invested in some of the other stars? I'm not entirely sure. But
How much of it is about hating Charlotte more than liking Tiffany, though?
Correct.
That's another
in this specific match, but I'll argue with you that the turn originally from heel, from the lackey position of when she had the da-da-da, and she cashed in and she won, they were kind of already half and half before she cashed in. When she cashed in, you look back at that cash in, that fucking building exploded when she cashed in and she won. That was pre-Charlotte. That was
but how much? Well, hold on. How much of that was hating Nia? Because I couldn't wait to get her off the screen.
I don't think not as much as Charlotte.
Not as much as they hate Charlotte.
I would
People
argue
are
that.
irritated by Nia, but they're not. They don't hate Nia Jax the way they hate fucking Charlotte. There is a blood lost hate for fucking Charlotte Flair. There's in the opposite way, if you really think about it, in Charlotte's current position, if you look back at her father at that age, it was the other way. They hated him for forever, but as he got older, the respect factor really kicked in.
Reversed.
And you couldn't turn him heel at that point. It wasn't believable. Charlotte has had the opposite here in her career. She was actually kind of sort of liked in the beginning, and then the nepotism kicked in and everything fucking went off the rails at that point. And it's really hard. How hated she is? She disappeared from TV for a year, and when she came back, she had more heat.
Good. Yeah.
She had more heat.
I was going to bring that up.
The minute she announced she was in the Rumble, it was more heat. Because
moment
people were like, Dave, they're like, it's over. She's in the Rumble. It's done. So there
and
it
they
is.
wanted her to be a babyface after winning the Rumble.
And they thought because traditionally speaking, when you come back from the injury, that's the usual position. But it's Charlotte Flair, and nobody wants to cheer for fucking Charlotte Flair at all. No way whatsoever.
No one believed a goddamn word Charlotte said in that promo. Like, I love for the. I'm like, nah, bitch.
She tried. She tried so fucking hard.
Stop it.
But it's not try it. Get sealed.
Well, you know what? We bring up trying really, really hard. And this next match is the main event of night one. And they are really trying hard to make this a legitimate main event. And here's the deal. I'm posting the picture here so everyone can see. We're talking about it right now. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. Now, I'll pull the picture aside. I said at the beginning of this podcast, Joe, you weren't here. I'll inform you.
Okay.
There are 13 matches, technically 14. I'll bring it up after this one.
Mm-hmm.
There are many matches, and I'm willing to negotiate all of them. I'll take the L's. I'll take the W's. I don't care. I said at the beginning of this podcast, there is one hill I'm willing to die on. This is it. This is my hill. I refuse to take any slander. This is the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. This is the main event of WrestleMania. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about Cody and John.
Oh,
This is the fucking main event.
what?
This is the fucking main event.
I'll agree.
This is the fucking main event of this pay-per-view, and I will tell you
agree.
why. And I will tell you why. I will tell you why. And then this is my time, but based on your face, you feel differently, and that's absolutely fine. You will have your time. You will have your window. I will give you the floor, my guy, completely uninterrupted. You will state your case.
Make him
But
go
here's-
last. Make him sit on that shit.
It is last. It's the last fucking match because it's the main event of night 2. So he will have the main event slot. Will Ace Andrews? He will have the main event slot. I will give him the main event
There you
slot.
go.
But right now, it's my goddamn time. This is the motherfucking main event. This is the main event of the entire fucking weekend. And I'm going to say the sentence out loud. I grew up in the 80s. I grew up in the golden era. I grew up with Hogan and Savage. I grew up in the Attitude Era. I grew up in the PG era. I grew up in Ruthless Aggression. I saw it all. These are 3 of the greatest fucking superstars this company's ever had, period. End of fucking conversation. Ever.
Mhm.
Ever. And this is a one-time situation, not just because of the booking, but because of personal, actual fucking feelings. This will never fucking happen again. I promise you. It will never fucking happen again. They won't allow it to happen ever again. This is a one-time fucking deal. And I promise you, the only reason why it was agreed upon was because it was going on last. It's the only reason this is happening. And I will give you that. But this is 3 of the top superstars. You can use any metric you want. Longevity, they got it. Main events, they got it. Title reigns, they got it. Merch, they got it. Across the board, all 3 are 3 of the top fucking superstars to have ever fucking done this. Period. And they're going to be in one fucking match. And you can say, and it would be truthful. It wouldn't be a lie. The only reason this is in the main event is because they promised CM Punk a main event at WrestleMania. And that's fine. You know what the problem is with that? It still fucking deserved it. Whether or not it was fucking given or not. They were going to put it there regardless. I will hand that to the universe. But because that was a fact, it's going to fucking be there. They took the time to make it mean something. Now, this is what I told my wife. I could do it to you 2 ways. I could do short-term memory. I could do long-term memory. This fucking feud, I can take you back to the Royal Rumble, and it won't make sense. I can take you back to 2011, and it will fucking make sense. This fucking feud is fucking perfection. And if you didn't get it, no shade, no at all whatsoever, because I'm going to give it to you. Okay? Short version. Very simply put, we already know Punk and Rollins have a history. The stalker ex-girlfriend gimmick has worked great for Seth Rollins. He sold me. He goes to me on my text messages. Fuck this guy. That was all there. We understand that part. We saw the feud, right? They had the fucking blowout match at Netflix debut. We saw the cage, the whole shebang. Everyone was confused. Why would Roman give a shit? Who was Cody Rhodes' shield at WrestleMania last year? Seth Rollins. That iconic run as champion ended. Cody got the pin, but it was Rollins. That's what cost him the championship at WrestleMania, right? If each man has something on the other, Roman hates Seth. The loyalty, the destruction of the Shield. It's the one thing. It's the one fucking thing on Roman's fucking ledger that he can't seem to turn from red to black. He fucking can't do it. Drives him fucking insane. Rollins hates Punk. You sold me. I gave you such good dick, and you never called me back, and I don't understand what the fucking problem is. Right? Punk hates Roman. You have a wise man. Not really your wise man. It's my best friend. It's my guy. That's the guy who got me into this company. That's the guy who was behind me this entire time. And you treat him like a fucking klutz and a fucking idiot. I don't like you. We go back to the Royal Rumble. Roman says that Punk screwed him, but that's bullshit, right? We all know that that's bullshit. It's a Royal Rumble, every man for himself. But Seth literally attempted murder. Joe, we sat there. We almost broke your television because he tried to kill him. He tried to kill
Yeah, doesn't he know murder's bad?
There you go. He didn't get the T-shirt yet. I'm making that T-shirt, by the way, for you. The proceeds go to 2BC.
There we go.
But it all fits. It all fits. But that's short term. Long term, there is no Shield without CM fucking Punk. There isn't one.
Oh yeah.
The original plan for CM Punk's group was Big Show, Daniel Bryan, some other random asshole. I forgot who it was.
Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was Punk's idea to go into FCW and NXT and pull 3 guys from developmental. The names that were pitched were Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Cassius Ohno.
Yes.
WWE made the call on Roman Reigns. Now, when the 3 got called up, plans were shifted around, but the initial start of the Shield starts at CM Punk. The overall toll on the Shield in later years also goes back to Punk on the 3-on-1 match at TLC. Because we heard the shoot promo on Colt Cabana. Make Roman look strong. Whatever you do, make Roman Reigns look strong. The whole shebang. That's how CM Punk's WWE career ended in 2014. It was fucking with the Shield. And then afterwards, we bring in the Royal Rumble stuff. There is a connection between these 3 that goes back literally a fucking decade. And it's 3 of the top fucking superstars of all time. How this is not considered a main event, it's fucking laughable. It's laughable that it's not considered a main event. Now, again, they were giving him a main event regardless.
Mm-hmm.
They were giving it to him regardless. I am not going to sit here and lie about that. They were going to give it to him regardless. But to say that the match that we wound up with, A, doesn't make sense, is bullshit. And B, isn't a main event, is bullshit. I want to watch that match more than I want to watch Cena and Cody, period. And that's not to say that I don't want to see Cena and Cody. Just want to watch this one more. And I'm happy that it's night 1's main event because night 1 is my party, and that's when I'm going to have my friends and my family there. I already said Dave's going to be there. Little known fact, Joe's going to fucking be there as well. So I am glad that I get to experience that night with my close family and my close friends, especially considering what happened yesterday. I have a newfound lease on life right now. Food tastes better. Drink tastes better, especially this fucking scotch. Scotch, down to my belly.
I love scotch.
Ace is literally
I
exploding.
got a question. Just
Go
one
for
question.
it, Ace. Go
One
for it.
question for you, AJ.
Let him
Okay.
cook, man. Let
Does
the
this
guy
match
cook.
main event night 1? If last year the original plans were to happen, that was supposed to be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
I will
Because
answer
then
that
Punk would
question.
have his main event.
You're stating that if Punk didn't get injured and he
Correct.
had the match with Seth Rollins last year,
Mhm.
does this match main event WrestleMania? The answer to that
course it
question is no.
Right.
Because this match doesn't happen
It-
if they already had the Rollins match last year.
Mhm.
But that's a hypothetical. It
Yes.
didn't happen last year. So it left room
Yes.
for this to happen. Now, I'll double down on that, on your point. If it didn't happen last year.
Mhm.
If this year it would have just been CM Punk and Seth Rollins, would it have been a main event? No. Is this match a main event because Roman Reigns is that 3rd guy? Yes. But I still feel because it's the dynamic of the 3, it deserves to be a main event. And I'm just being honest. I'm not saying that this is a main event because CM Punk is in it. To be honest and to be fair, it's a main event because Roman Reigns is in it. But is it a deserving spot for this 3-way? Yes. I'm not saying CM Punk's not going to carry his weight. I'm saying he got that. Roman Reigns told the truth in his promo. You're in the main event because I'm in the fucking main event. But it's still the main event fucking match. And I'm still looking forward to that match regardless. There's a lot of factors that went into that. But it's here and it's in the main event. And the fact that people are stating that it shouldn't be is what's upsetting to me. Because as it is, as a three-way, I like that as a main event.
It's the best story of the entire weekend. It's the one with the best build. It goes back a decade. I mean, out of all of it, what other one can compete with that? You've got the three top stars in arguably the business. If you think about it, who are bigger draws than they are right now and in their prime?
It's so funny because, in all fairness, I would have given Cody and John the edge if John had fucking done something, and we're gonna get to that when we get to night 2. If John had actually done something that was heel-like, as opposed to just spoke like a heel, that might have changed my opinion on the weekend. That might have been
like tonight
because it's a highly anticipated match.
Maybe tonight.
Maybe tonight. You're absolutely right.
Tonight.
He is scheduled to make an appearance tonight on SmackDown. Remember?
Yeah, he's got to
So
get.
you know what? Enough of my soapbox. That was my one match of the night. I gave everybody the floor up until this point. I was literally stewing on this shit for bad log, so I apologize. But I will now share the floor. Joe, we'll go to you. As far as the triple threat match, you know what? Because of everything that I just said, I'm going to leave an open forum. You let me know. What are your thoughts on the triple threat match? What do you want to tell the audience about what they should look forward to? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to how Paul Heyman reacts in this match because he's got two of his biggest boys in the business in this match. We can't mention Brock anymore for obvious reasons, but we've got.
I'm talking. I have to grab this wire real quick. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, keep talking.
So we got CM Punk, who he brought in from way back, and then we've got Roman Reigns, who he's just molded into this epic, legendary superstar, and this is going to be probably one of the most interesting matches to watch. And then we got Seth, who just likes to mess around and get into the thick of it and make trouble, and it's worth it. This is the damn highlight for me too. I'm excited for the Cody Cena match, but this match I think just has a little bit more meat on the bones, if you ask me.
And you're going to be in my house tomorrow, so I can't wait.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun.
To experience this tomorrow. I know.
Yeah. So this is peak wrestling for me, and this is going to be one for the record books, my friends. This is going to be jot this shit down because this ain't going to happen again ever.
Never again.
Yeah, this is the Hulk Hogan tag team with Roddy Piper and Mr. T, Mr. Paul. It's once in a lifetime.
Dave, you actually had a come around when it comes to CM Punk. You were once a great CM Punk hater.
Specific, all three of them.
Oh yes, that's actually true.
In this match, I was not a fan of at one point.
That's actually very true. I forgot about that. Yes. So are you? As you just said, you really haven't been in the past. You had issues with all three of them. But how do you feel about this matchup at WrestleMania tomorrow?
Well, I said it before. Right now, I'm really excited for Seth's performance because, like I said, something about this guy on Road to WrestleMania is just special. And if he can do the same thing he did last year, the way he performed in Mania, this is going to be fun. But I will say the one contribution I want to make to this is that I really enjoy the fact that this is not a title match. This isn't a stipulation match. This is just pure star power with nothing else behind it but these three people. And I said it multiple times. I don't want triple threats. I ended up getting both of the triple threats that I didn't want to get. Yeah. But listen, if this is how it has to go down, then I'm for it because it's just going to be so exciting to watch how this turns out. And the fact that there's no nothing behind it like a title, I think just makes it that much more special, especially being the main event.
Just to clarify something really quickly, there's no actual stipulation with triple threat, but just as a reminder to the people out there, in WWE, a triple threat match, for the record, no disqualification. So it doesn't have an actual specific
It's a step without a step.
step.
Sure.
Right.
But it's not a driving point.
No, it's not. It's definitely not part of the story either. Steve, you have a long history of watching literally all three of these individuals, and I know that you have some insight as far as what to expect. What is the one X factor that we're not really talking about? That is just people should really kind of keep an eye on as far as these three individuals.
How is it that Paul Heyman is the fact that all this star power is there? Paul Heyman is the fourth most important person, it seems, that's being talked about here.
It's almost like Dominic Eddie Guerrero, the ladder match for who gets custody of Paul Heyman by the end of this matchup. Because there is rumors that people are saying, what if the finish is at the end of the match, Seth Rollins walks away with Paul Heyman?
That's my thought.
Look at that.
I think that's my thought where Seth winds up walking away because he's talking about what's best for business. This entire whole thing has been about loyalty. It's star power, everything in this. I don't think that Paul Heyman gets enough credit because he's interwoven throughout this entire thing. Who benefits most from this? Paul did it to Big Show. He's done it to Brock. He's done it at some point. He's turned on just about everyone. This is the time. This is the time. He winds up with Seth. I think Paul Heyman's the most important piece of this puzzle.
Ace, I have a more specific question for you because it seems like, again, you have a really good grasp of what's going on with the storyline, but I have to ask you this, right? I want you to pull out your crystal ball, all right? Because part of how we pick this as wrestlers, as we all know, and you and I have shared the ring many times, it's not just about where we are, it's where we're headed, right? So I made this joke with Steph the other day. I feel like CM Punk is kind of cashing in his chips just being in the main of WrestleMania. I don't think him being in the actual match for WrestleMania is going to factor in to whether he wins or he loses, but he's there. That was the whole hitch in the giddy up before, right? That was the whole, I should be a WrestleMania main event. Okay, all right, well, here it is, right? So my question for you is, can you look into your crystal ball? I want you to Miss Cleo this shit for me. You and your expertise, can you explain to me where these three guys head next after WrestleMania? And then I want you to give me your pick as to who wins the match.
Sure. I'll give you the pick right now.
Here it
I
is.
don't care who wins.
He's
consistent.
And the build is amazing. I don't care who wins because there is nothing on the line. But we're talking about the future, right?
Okay.
And also, we preface this. CM Punk is like top 5, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Love CM Punk to death. I don't care who wins his main event at WrestleMania or whatever. Now, I foresee this. Well, this might be a little crazy. What if Paul Heyman starts to manage John Cena?
Wow.
What?
How do we get there? Wait. How do we bridge that? How do we leave Vegas with Paul Heyman with John of all people?
You don't see John Cena, The Rock, Travis Scott, Paul Heyman, maybe Logan Paul.
Listen, this is Paul Heyman.
The Hollywood stable.
I could definitely fucking see him with that group of people. I'm just trying to follow the trail.
And now you have 3 guys, 3 baby faces to chase a heel champion. And the real championship, for the record. The real one. Not the Jay Gunther one.
You just gave me a pick for the last match, but that's okay. We're moving forward.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's I mean,
that's to you. Okay, all right.
I think we'll see. Who knows? I think that's the year-long program. They're gonna chase John.
Fair enough.
And Punk already said on the promo on Raw how much he hates John Cena now. I always knew you were a snake, blah, blah, blah. Then you have the GOAT versus the GOAT. You have Roman versus John Cena with Paul Heyman in his corner. And then you have Seth Rollins, the workhorse for the WWE, he's through all the shit, all the bad times of the WWE's been in. Seth Rollins was there, and he's been a staple. So you have 3 main eventers lined up, and if you want to sell, I don't know, night 1 of SummerSlam or night 2 of SummerSlam, you could be with one of those guys. It could be Money in the Bank. It could be Survivor Series. You now have also, you include Cody, you have 4 different programs in the future, and possibly a Jacob Fatu to challenge John Cena. So yeah.
I forgot about the 2-night SummerSlam thing. That's
Yeah,
a big
yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
For sure,
Those
yeah.
tickets go on sale, baby. I'm in there. All right.
And I hate the 2-night WrestleMania, because guess what? If WrestleMania was one night, is this triple threat match the main event?
Probably not.
No,
Probably
right?
not.
Probably
No.
not.
No.
Not
Let me say this. Should it be? Yes. Probably. Would it actually be? No, because they're going to put the championship match on last.
You
But
put heel
should
John
it?
Cena.
Hey, at WrestleMania 11, Bam Bam Bigelow and Lawrence Taylor, should it be the main
Oh,
event?
about that.
No, but it
Indeed.
was.
Spectacle.
But I'll give it to you. I'll give it
If
to
I
you.
had to pick out of the 3, it's got to be Roman to prove that, hey, I won and I didn't need you, Paul Heyman. And maybe that's why Paul goes with John.
Oh,
Okay.
Fair enough. Hey, look, I'm not going to argue with the fucking guy. He seems to know what he's talking about over here. So we're going to move
Got
on
a
to
crystal
night.
ball after all.
Yeah, he does.
that he was fondling, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention the tickling.
You feel that?
I didn't want to mention.
Yes, I can see your future now.
It's
Remind you of
uncensored,
Vegas?
We're moving on. We're moving on to night 2. We're going to get through our evening here with night 2. And again, I'm not going in any specific order here, but this is definitely something that I think right out of the gun night 2 we should really talk about. And it's another triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. It is Io Sky defending the World's Heavyweight Championship against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. And just like I gave a crystal ball to Ace Andrews, I would like to take all of my round table compadres and take you all into a time machine. I want you to take a trip with me, because this triple threat match reminds me of something. It reminds me of something. And it's not that long ago, so everybody in this room should be familiar. I want to take you back to MetLife. MetLife Stadium. I want to take you back to MetLife Stadium, WrestleMania 35. This was supposed to be the battleground between 2 individuals that we had built up for the crash, for the Clash of Titans. It was supposed to be the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, defending the women's championship against the man, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch won the Royal Rumble. She won the right to main event, which she actually did, though. WrestleMania. It was going to finally be one-on-one. And then Vince McMahon, for zero reason, for zero want, includes the SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair. And we get all or nothing at WrestleMania 35. One woman will win all the belts. I just shook my fucking headphones off. All the belts. And we'll have a supreme champion at the end of WrestleMania. On paper, sounds dope. In the audience, nobody wanted that. We wanted the one-on-one match. This was a WrestleMania main event. It was Becky Lynch, the man, the hottest performer in the business, against the baddest woman on the planet, the UFC Hall of Famer, the WWE Raw Women's Champion. And we didn't get that. We have a triple threat. Fast forward, and it seems as though history has once again repeated itself, as we have a winner of the Elimination Chamber in Bianca Belair. Now, drama notwithstanding, she did win the Elimination Chamber. And there it is, the match graphic. The match we have been waiting for 6 solid years. The women's match that everyone has talked about. It's the dream match. It's Rhea Ripley. It's Bianca Belair. One-on-one. Finally, we get a chance to have the 2 top females in the industry today to go one-on-one on the biggest fucking stage. And it doesn't happen. What we end up happening is a storyline where Rhea Ripley accidentally costs Io Sky a world championship match. And that pisses off Io, who wants a shot at the title, a rematch. But Liv Morgan is no longer the champion. So Rhea Ripley decides, I'll give you a rematch. I mean, I'll give you a title match. Don't worry about it. But this timeline of the title match happens after the Elimination Chamber, which Bianca Belair wins. So at the time of the Elimination Chamber, it's Bianca Belair against Rhea Ripley. But the rematch for Io Sky happens. And just like the rest of the goddamn world, I don't know if you're sensing any hatred towards your boy right now, but it's coming out. I'm sorry. Io Sky shocks the goddamn world. It wins the world fucking title for zero fucking reason out of nowhere. Io Sky has spent a whole year in the tag division. And we're getting ready for WrestleMania, and she wins the world title. Now, you're thinking to yourself, that fellow, the last time I saw you, we fed that kid sleeping pills, okay? You need to put that dog in the other fucking room.
I don't know what's going on, but I better check that. Sounds like somebody's invading my place. I'll be right
Can
back.
we get a live robbery on the stream right now?
We might. Hold on.
Put the live leaks plug on the bottom.
So, long story short, this is how we wound up in this goddamn triple threat. Io Sky even gave Rhea Ripley a rematch to no fucking avail. We're back here again. Now, for the record, my shirt tonight that I wore for this podcast, it's not by accident. I am wearing the Evolution. Oh, there we go. The Evolution shirt because I was at the original Evolution show. And they told me that there would never be another Evolution pay-per-view again. We're hearing words that there might be again. They're aiming for the summer. So, the triple threat match, while still making almost no sense, I'll take it on the off chance that this mega match happens at Evolution. That's a main event that I will take because Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella wasn't it. I'll take it at the next Evolution, which leads me to
I didn't get robbed.
You didn't get robbed.
No, somebody brought flowers and then my vacuum went off at the same time.
Oh, well, there you go. That's your issue. I'd have barked too. So I was just saying, Joe, that I did not wear this shirt by accident. This is the Evolution shirt.
Evolution.
That if I can get Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair for Revolution, I will take it. But I will now end my soapbox by giving you my pick. Believe it or not, despite what I just said about all this buildup about Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, and title or no title, I still want to see this fucking match. Believe it or not, shocking as it may be, Io retains here.
Oh.
Io retains here because I do not feel that in the immediate present right now, Bianca and Rhea need a championship to begin this feud. Now, by evolution, do I want a title involved? Probably. If we can get there sensibly, logically, sure. But I don't need it. Because these are the same script that I just read to you about the triple threat with CM Punk and blah, the best in-ring, blah, 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 all that bullshit I just said. Copy and paste. These are two of the best female wrestlers on planet Earth. Period. There is no conversation to be had for me. My own opinion. These are two of the best on planet Earth. I have said on this podcast, this is episode, I think, 303. I have said on this podcast multiple times over the course of the last 2 years, Rhea Ripley, in my opinion, is the best wrestler on planet Earth. Penis or vagina be damned. She is the goddamn best wrestler on planet Earth. She's got it all. She can do it all. And the only thing stopping Rhea from being unquestionably number one is her own head. If she got her own head. I told my wife all the time, and Dave, I told you when we were at WrestleMania 40, I felt it. Watch Rhea Ripley's entrances. When she does the paint by number entrance, she's not feeling it. When she's singing the song and she's locked into her entrance, she's in another world. She's in the zone. And when she's in the zone, she cannot be touched. She's carrying that fucking match. She's calling all the spots. She's calling the whole fucking thing. Get out of my way. I'm trying to have a 5-star. Move. And then she just does what she does. Ripley is as close to perfection as you can get as a professional wrestler today, in today's game. And when it comes to this particular triple threat match, I think all of them hold their own weight. I think all of them do a phenomenal job. But Io is the surprise pick for me because, as I said, we don't need the singles situation to start it. And Io, I think, provides a secondary high-profile situation. That's just my pick. Joe, we have a triple threat match between these three women. Talk to me about your feelings about this match. More importantly, since I know you've followed the build, talk to me about this inclusion of Io. Where do you stand with this inclusion of Io?
It shocked the world when she won the belt. I gotta say, I didn't see that coming. I was like, oh, okay, so Ripley's gonna squash her real quick, make her look strong against Bianca. It's gonna be a really big build up for Bianca and Ripley. We got two powerhouses colliding. It's the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. We're gonna get some classic wrestling. And then all of a sudden, Io Sky comes in, and they're kind of like, "Oh, get out of here!" They mushing her. They're like throwing her around. Yeah. It's like, oh man. So she wins, freaks me out. Then they just, not giving any care to the wind with this chick around. So I figured, okay, if anything, maybe she'll get like knocked out of the match early, and then these two will go at it or something like that. But now they're kind of building her up, and she's slick, and she's got these moves, and she's like inking these wins. So now I'm really interested. Now I'm in for it because I always forget how badass Io Sky actually is. Because of the draw that Rhea Ripley is and the powerhouse and draw that Bianca Belair is. But if we go back to the tape, fellas, and we go back to what I said, we go back to what I said about the ultimate rub, the ultimate heel turn of Bianca Belair. She shows up and costs Jade Cargill that match, like I had hoped and predicted. If I can go into my crystal balls and we get that type of we can get into my bowels. If we can get that type of, there we go.
That's the ultimate rub for real.
The ultimate rub.
The ultimate rub, yeah. If we can get that type of storytelling out of this, and we get Jade getting her revenge and taking out Bianca, oh, we're in for a Mania magic, baby. This is going to be epic.
Dave, they have one chance.
No, they don't. No, it's over. I knew you were going to bring it up. No, that ship is sailed. No.
You said if they put her over
the moment they included Io Sky. No, thank you. We're good.
So if
you even said out of your mouth that you hope Io wins and everybody else pops. So not only fuck them, but fuck you guys.
Wow. Yeah. So background. So David has a real issue with WWE because, and we're going to go into the past just really quickly. Do you guys remember the SummerSlam where Becky returned and like squashed Bianca out of fucking nowhere?
Yeah, out of nowhere. Yeah.
So Dave's like a really big Bianca fan, and he was pissed about that. And he kept giving them chance after chance to put Bianca back on top. Bianca, just to kind of fix it or whatever. And he had said, when the chamber, I know you guys don't listen to my show. I don't find it offensive. But I know you don't listen to the show.
I do.
I know Joe does, but Dave had said that when Bianca had won the chamber, that it was a one-on-one match between Bianca and Rhea, that if they would have put Bianca, he would kind of put it behind him. Okay, all right, we fixed it, blah, blah, blah. But now you're saying that that just the mere inclusion of Io erases all that. You're still going to be pissed no matter what. What if Bianca goes over though?
I don't like the Io thing because, to Joe's point, when he said, I kind of forgot how badass Io was because of XYZ, I disagree with why. The reason why you forgot why Io Sky is good is because of Io Sky. When she got the belt, she was a background person in the ring while everyone else around her was trying to work. She had to been probably one of the worst women's champions that I've seen in a very life, not the worst. It was she was every single time. No. Time out. No, because you say that to be a champion, it's not just about being a good wrestler, and she can go. That's not questioned. What question is that the moment she won the belt, she was not present. I did not feel like she was the champion. We talked about this, and when she dropped it, I was really excited that someone else got it and we could do something with it. Now, out of nowhere, like you said, she was in the tag team division the entire time.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden they're throwing her in. She has the belt, and I think this obviously worsens the chances of Bianca getting it back. No, fuck that. She's not going to win. Bianca's not winning.
What you're really saying is it's not Bianca, so fuck that chick. That's what I got out of this whole conversation.
Yes,
No,
because now it's either going to be Io or Rhea. That's my pick. They're doing something weird with Rhea where she's like on the chase a lot, which is, I don't mind it. So, I mean, her having the belt makes sense, but she's on the chase a lot and she does well doing it. So I do feel like Io is going to come out on top, and that annoys the shit out of me because she had nothing to do with it. She was in the Rumble, wasn't she? Yes, I believe she was in the Rumble.
She was the Iron Woman, I think. She was in there for the longest. Yeah.
I mean,
number one.
I don't know. Whatever.
She was
Either number one or number two.
Yeah.
Ace, I'm going to pull back from an earlier conversation that we had in this podcast. I asked you earlier if Bianca would get involved in the Jade Naomi matchup earlier. Now we're here. Do you predict any Jade or Naomi interaction in this triple threat?
No.
Good. Okay, moving on. No. No, but okay. So there's no. You think this is going to be a straight up triple threat match? Just whatever happens in the situation. Okay. So, in your opinion, your pick of who wins this match and how? Give me your finish. How does this work out?
Io Sky is winning. She is pinning Rhea Ripley. If we also the promos on Raw.
Why Rhea? Why was that your pick?
Because so the promos, they unfortunately Bianca said, I have never been pinned at WrestleMania.
There it is.
Damn it, bitch. Why'd you have to say that?
Put it out there.
Breadcrumbs.
She put it out there so she didn't have to eat
put a whole loaf.
That's what it was. So she didn't have to eat the fucking pin. She's slick. She's smart. That's a veteran. She knows what she was doing. But that was perfect.
I've never liked that. I've never liked that when wrestlers do it. I've never done it where it's like if I know I'm losing.
No, but you knew. But see, because you've been there, you knew when somebody was taking liberties with what had happened in the past. You saw it.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to ask you that question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, every time Bret Hart was about to lose, he would never say, and I never watched Bret Hart. It's just a thing that I've noticed. It's like every time he's about to lose, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna give it my all. But he's not gonna say, I'm gonna go out there and win.
Yeah,
that's not what he does.
I'm gonna
go out there and give that's the tell. So this is Bianca's tell.
And that's why promos are so fucking important. Learning how to do those fucking promos because you saw it. I knew you would be the one to see it because she didn't need to throw that line in there. You can let WWE promote that because WWE on its own has promoted the fact that Bianca Belair has never lost at WrestleMania, but she didn't need that in a triple threat. But it was perfect because now it's like, well, I mean, I'm undefeated. Like, there's no way that I could fucking eat the pin. There's no fucking way.
And I don't know the rest of the promo that she said. I have no idea what she says. I remember that line. That line stood out. And I'm like, okay. And plus, this will also strengthen the Rhea's never beaten Io ever. So you have those two storylines. Okay, Io will beat Rhea again. So maybe that's your night one SummerSlam, whatever, Rhea versus Io. And then you have evolution to your point. I didn't even think of evolution. That's a good point.
Yeah, everything you're saying is just another Bianca squish. She won the Rumble, and now we're talking about the storyline.
She won the chamber.
She won the chamber, and
despite her mental distress,
we're talking about Io and fucking Rhea. Another squish. That's just gonna keep squishing her, dude.
Before we move on to the next match, Steve, I want to take this to you for just a second, and I want to ask you, when it comes to specifically Rhea's involvement, right? Because if you think about the chain of events, right? Rhea was the champion. She lost to Io Sky. Io Sky actually did give Rhea a rematch. It was a double was it disqualification? I think it was. It's a double disqualification, which means that it is a draw, but she does not become champion. They shoehorned Rhea into this. So I want to get your thoughts on whether or not that hurts or helps Rhea's case in this specific situation, in this match. Because it does feel I just said a second ago, I think Rhea's the best wrestler on the planet. And she's super over. I'm telling you, this is forced. But do you agree? Is this a situation where they kind of shoehorned her into this?
Now, I might not have an Evolution T-shirt, but I certainly have an AJ. I have an Orsini's Uncensored Mind T-shirt that I'm wearing right now, so that makes me kind of an expert.
Okay,
I do think it's forced, and it feels a little clunky. It does feel like who's the baby face and who's the heel in all of this. It's kind of all just kind of a mess. Rhea didn't need to be in this. I agree with you, or with most of you, with the Io Sky win. I think it'll be Rhea and Bianca unable to stay away from each other, and Io kind of gets the win on Rhea again because they can't overlook each other. To your point, that winds up being the bigger match down the line. Io has her space to be the champion for a little bit to get the second opportunity that she didn't have before. But Rhea being in this just seems like they maybe didn't have a coherent direction. Maybe there was somebody injured. I think something else was going on, and they kind of hedged their bets a little bit just to be on the safe side. It just feels rushed.
I don't mean to cut you off. Is that your actual heart rate on your screen there?
Oh, yeah. I get worked up about Rhea Ripley. Especially.
You hit triple digits now. You're started talking
about right now. Oh, that's my nipple. Let me not show my nipple. It's over here.
I've never seen a numerical value established to passion before, but you really felt just now like you were really into the idea. Okay.
Oh, I love it. It gets my heart going.
To Steve's point.
A little scotch, my friend. A little scotch.
Can you imagine that they were waiting to see the reaction from Charlotte Flair and then figure out who she was going to work, Tiffany or Rhea?
And then everything went to shit after that for Rhea's situation. It was a whole. Imagine Charlotte had picked Rhea and then Io won the title.
Ah, jeez.
Holy Jesus!
Oh, no, I don't think that would have happened. I think it would have been. I think it would have been Bianca versus Tiffy.
Oh my!
Just
straight up. But
you know what's funny?
That would be the triple threat match. I'm sorry. That would be the triple threat match.
Athletically, Bianca versus Tiff does not sound
intriguing.
Terrible.
Yeah,
does not sound terrible. I'm curious actually to see how because you know what? There's no egos in that match. In that specific match, there's no egos. They're going to try to put on the best match possible. Correct. So I'll give them that. I will give them that. Let's move on to the next. I don't want to drag this out. This has been a long night. I'm so sorry, guys. But we're going to go on to the next match here. And of course,
plenty of scotch.
Me too, brother. We've got the women's tag team champion. You know what? In all honesty, I'm just so psyched that, I didn't go into detail on the show about what happened to me yesterday, but this has been a very long 24 hours. So I'm going to take the time once again to thank my brother, to thank my friends who are on the show with me. I don't want to get emotional, but this has been a really fun night. So I thank you guys for staying with me and going for this ride. But we're here to talk about the Women's Tag Team Championship. Liv Morgan and Raquel defending the tag team titles at WrestleMania against Lyra Valkyria, who is the Women's Intercontinental Champion, and Bayley. I'll keep it short and sweet. I actually love the fact. Listen, I am the biggest hater of Liv Morgan on planet Earth. She deserves this. She deserves an opportunity to defend a championship at WrestleMania. I will swallow the pride. I will take the L. She has done an amazing job this past year. I said on the show, hey, it's easy to look good when you're in there with Rhea Ripley for most of the fucking year, but she has transitioned away from Rhea and has still done at least a comparable job. I'm with it. I'm going to give her credit. Also credit to Raquel for overcoming her health situation to get back into the role of things and continue what she's doing. But I'll admit, I don't like the Bayley Lyra Valkyria thing, but I will throw a monkey wrench in the program and I will pitch this onto you guys. What do you, and I'll start with Joe. Joe, I have made a prediction in my head. This is the first time I'm saying it out loud. I haven't even made a post about it. It's just like literally within the last 48 hours. How do you feel about a Bailey heel turn right now?
Again?
How do you feel? Yes, actually, again, yes.
Again?
I'll set it up with this. Of the 4 individuals are in this match, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but the least of the 4, the 4th person in this match who shouldn't be on the WrestleMania card is Bailey. And she already teased it when she had the Intercontinental title match with Lyra a few weeks ago. There was kind of already a tease there, but she wasn't really happy about it, whatever the case may be. There's something there. I don't know if they flesh it out at WrestleMania, but I'm projecting. I'm having my thoughts. But I'm now asking your thoughts. What do you feel is the possibility of we have a full-on match here? It just doesn't go their way, and Bailey has had enough. What are your thoughts on that?
I can see that. I mean, Bailey's the Big Show now. Like this week she's going to be good. Next week she's going to be bad.
God damn.
That is not a compliment.
Take it as you will, but
take it as you will. Yes,
take it as you will. That's just kind of where we're going with her. I don't mind either way. It's good. I think she's fantastic, and Vira Valkyrie really needs a comeuppance. She needs her time to shine. She's got the mid card belt. I think that this is an opportunity if they do a feud between the two of them to really make Valerie shine. So I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'd be like, she's a bad guy again. Well, here we are.
Steve, with the exception of the entrance, with the interaction with the audience, woo!
Yeah, bird lady.
With the exception of the bird calls, how impressed or unimpressed have you been with this Intercontinental title run so far with Lyra Valkyria?
I mean, all you need to know is where it's positioned on the WrestleMania card. It's in an odd couple tag team match. I'm impressed with her in-ring stuff. I think she's good, but they've done nothing to kind of showcase her and put her in a position where the IC title for the women mean anything. So to your point, the Bailey heel turn is the only interesting thing here that could
on the table, right? Yeah.
That could set something up for her later on. I mean, you got Diesel and HBK here. They're the tag team champions. They're gonna win.
Yeah. That was one of the reasons I leaned toward the heel turn, because it actually gives Lyra something to really chew on after WrestleMania.
And the IC title to do something, because, I mean, it's just kind of sitting there at this point. I mean, Chelsea's got her thing going on, which she should, be praised for that. Till the
Chelsea's a one-man show, baby. Chelsea's one of my favorite on planet Earth. So she's great, yeah.
So Lyra needs something too, and I think that would kind of boost that. In a tag team at WrestleMania, it kind of seems disrespectful to the title and, that whole situation. There's just nothing there.
Ace, the tag team titles are on the line. I've asked my 2 other roundtable individuals about the challengers. Let me ask you about the champions. We're talking about Liv Morgan. We're talking about Raquel Rodriguez. This is one of the few 2-time women's champions that we have had. I don't necessarily need you to tip your hand as far as the pick goes, but as far as the Liv Morgan run, I just took the L 2 seconds ago. I've been criticizing her for fucking years, but she's been on a hell of a run. What are your thoughts on this matchup? Let me guess. I don't care who wins, but still, your actual thoughts on the actual matchup. Like, do you foresee high intensity for this matchup?
No. Liv Morgan does belong on WrestleMania.
Why is so fucking hard?
I'm sorry. It's a mid WrestleMania card.
And you know what? And you said that at the very, very beginning, and it's so funny because as we've gone through the matches, I've seen where your passion lies. Like with certain matches, like there's certain matches that have don't fucking lie. There have been some matches we've talked about throughout the course of this evening that has brought it out of you, but you seem to be 100-0. There seems to be no gray area with you. You're either like really into the match, or you
this
can
is
get
gray.
shit.
This tag team title match you don't deserve a color. All right, but Liv Morgan does belong on this card. It's criminal.
So you
that-
agree? Because for someone,
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm taking the L on this. I'm taking the L. But these 4 women are on this card because of Liv Morgan.
Yes.
100%.
100%. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. Okay.
Oh yeah. It's
All right.
they're up. Judgment Day is up, but this is also because I think long run. I don't care what Bailey and Valkyria do. Whatever. And there's too many turns going on this weekend, right? We got what? Solo turning on Jacob. We got Heyman turning on Punk and Roman. We got
Well, theoretical, yes.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of turns. We got to settle on one.
They can't all turn, is what
We
you're
can't
saying.
all turn at once. We're not all Kevin Owens and Big Show, but I think this will go to a larger story because speaking of more turns, like I see the Judgment Day needing those women's tag team titles, and a certain Judgment Day wanted to hold a different
What does
title.
that say about your stable that you fucking rely on the women's tag team titles?
Oh no, but they got to be because the one who's really pulling the strings on one side is Liv Morgan. It's not Dominic Mysterio, but she needs to be the alpha. So
To her
that's
credit, she's come across as kind of the alpha in that situation. So I'll give it to her.
Yeah, Dom's up. You know.
Dave, I saw your face. I'm prepared for it. Go ahead and give it to me. I saw your face. I'm prepared for it. I already said I took the L. The Liv Morgan situation is you of all the people on in this video right now, you've heard me bitch the most about it. But I'm starting to backtrack on it. Go ahead and give it to me.
What do you mean? You don't remember I'm the one who said it first?
No, I'm not saying that you didn't support. I'm saying that I was a person that was hating, and now I'm no longer hating. And this
I'm with you. I also dislike Liv Morgan. That's why I'm confused
Okay,
what
all
you're
right,
saying.
All right, okay.
We
all
were
right.
on this,
I
and that's why I said the
share
last
the
time we talked about this, I'm the one that said I hate to do this, but it was Chamber. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna
The
hold you.
Chamber, yeah, she
I
did
kind
really
of
do a
have to
really
give
good
her
job.
her. She kind of carried. She
She
killed the
kind of
whole
carried
shit.
that Chamber, yeah.
And
She
if
did.
you really just kind of, take the hate shades off a little bit and look at this season, she's kind of been grinding. She's grinding, and she's going from being able to put the blame on being carried by a bigger star to being the biggest star in the match and like kind of doing the carrying. So I don't like saying these words about Liv Morgan, but she is absolutely.
I don't like hearing them. I don't like supporting them. I don't like any of it.
Yeah. This video has to be completely deleted after this, but
Expect the gadget. It's gonna
she's been-
explode
she's been
as soon as I
rocking.
hit the end button. Yeah.
yeah, and I think what they might be trying to do with Lyra with Bailey is what Liv Morgan is kind of doing with Raquel. I don't think Bailey. I've said this before about Bailey. I don't think Bailey's the type of superstar to put someone next to her or in a feud with her and then they evolve because of it. I could be out of pocket with that, but I don't know. I never really feel like Bailey's pushing someone. I always kind of feel like she's for herself, or like what she's doing is like pushing her, or I don't know. I just don't think she has that rub. So I feel like that's why these two together just kind of feel like
I don't.
but I feel like
agree.
that's what they're trying to do is give
Yeah.
Lyra the rub with Bailey, but I just don't think Bailey's that type of wrestler to do that.
Didn't work for EO. Didn't they do that with EO?
With damage control, yeah,
She had a whole stable that kind of polished off of
think-
that.
I think EO is EO. I don't think she needed Bailey there for that.
The
Needed is not the question. I'm saying she helped. She definitely helped.
I disagree. I don't think she did.
did.
I disagree.
I
think Bailey. I
put it
think
to you.
Bailey is just Bailey. Wherever she is, she's just Bailey. She's her.
Okay.
I don't think she's affecting anyone around her in a positive or negative way. I think she just exists with her own skills, and I think that's one of the reasons why I get so bored of her, because she's not really like having this aura around her that's bringing people up. She's just kind of doing her thing, and I'm just getting bored of it.
Fair.
As a point to what he's saying, if you remove Bailey from damage control and you just do Asuka, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, even Dakota Kai if you want to, is that stable still strong enough? I think it is.
No.
I don't
I don't
necessarily
think it is at all.
Strong.
You don't? Oh, okay.
No.
That's fine. Yeah.
Who's the promo?
Who's the Dakota?
Okay. For 4 women?
Comparatively
What?
speaking, before Bailey,
See, the reason why you're on the fence about Dakota is because Dakota doesn't have the resume Bailey does. When Bailey
Correct.
Bailey speaks, she has the resume to back it up. Dakota doesn't.
and that's
But
why
Dakota's
she
fluent.
elevates him.
But did she though? If Bailey, I don't want to go on a tangent or
Oh,
something else.
sorry,
We have
sorry,
other-
sorry,
we
sorry.
have
Yeah,
other-
fair
we have other matches.
Different podcast.
But no. But I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to dismiss you. You're all bringing very good points to the situation. I just think that it is debatable as to whether or not
Sure.
like I see your points and I do have counterpoints, but I don't feel like my counterpoints outweigh your points. I'm not trying to put that out there for you, but I'm just saying that like I could see it either way. Like I understand your point about Bailey because she's got the championship, she's got the resume, she's got the tenure, right? That was the whole point. She was in the group, that she was the lead because she was part of the 4 horsewomen, right? She was one of those individuals. I can see where it helps. But what I'm saying is that based on the talent available to the group, if you're telling me that if they didn't have it, would have never happened, I don't agree with that. If it would have taken longer without
Would've been
Bailey,
way more difficult.
it
Way
would have
more
a
difficult.
longer road for sure. But completely unattainable, I don't think so. But then,
They weren't even the company. Kyrie Sane and Dakota.
even still, I mean, talent, talent has a way of
For
doing
sure.
its thing. Like
And that's
it would have been a much harder climb without, for sure.
Agreed. Yeah.
But I'm gonna move on to the. I don't want to keep that. I'm trying so hard not to keep you guys here all night. But we're going on to the next match here. AJ Styles, Logan Paul. Jesus Christ, we could be here for a while talking about that. But listen, okay, can I establish this? And I won't go on a rant. I'm gonna toss it to you guys. But can we at least establish across the group that regardless of Logan Paul's history, he kind of fits here within this company, right? As a performer,
100%.
he kind of fits here, right? That controversial element that he has outside of WWE kind of fits into WWE. It's kind of a weird dynamic. The matches notwithstanding, let's just talk about Logan as a whole. Joe, I'll toss it to you first to start off here. Me and Dave have talked about this a few times on the show, aside from the lives, where Logan kind of has this in-ring confidence that he shouldn't have because he's so new to the whole goddamn thing, and you're supposed to. I'm tossing it to Joe, but Ace, for just a second, when you're new to wrestling, and you've seen new. When they first get in the ring, it's very apprehensive. It's very, but we didn't see that from Logan. And Joe, I will toss to you and say that Logan
had a smooth transition.
This is his 4th WrestleMania.
Yeah.
1 as a guest.
Wow, that was quick.
3 as a performer. He's had 3 this will be his 3rd as a performer.
Yeah.
The first one, singles match with Seth Rollins, not a terrible place to be. Last year as a champion, as a United States champion in a triple threat with 2 guys who were supposed to compete this year. We'll get to that. But he's had no shortage of opportunities to prove that he can be here. I think he has proven that, but I'll ask you, Logan Paul, AJ Styles, is that as far-fetched a match as most people would think it is?
No, I think it's going to be a great match because these guys can go. We've seen so many off the rope moves from both of these guys. I think this is going to be one of those that may end up stealing a lot of the buzz on the night. I think that we're going to get not the Scotch buzz, not the Scotch. I love Scotch.
Damn it,
buzz.
the fucking thing won't let me show my decanter. I'm so
This
nice.
was full.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my God. I gotta catch up. My bad. Go ahead, Joe. Continue. I gotta catch up.
I don't foresee this
speed.
being a sleeper. This is not a
I
bathroom
mean, that's why
break.
this podcast has been so long because Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
So I don't think this is going to be a sleeper because I think that these guys are going to really put themselves out there.
Right.
The athleticism of Paul
I was
surprises
just gonna
me.
say, yeah, athletically, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, athletically, this is going to be an absolute gem. It's a shame it's on night 2, but whatever, shit happens.
Should be the opener.
It should be. It should be.
Man, with
These
the
guys are going to tear it up, and we're going to be in for a treat. The only thing that is going to be weird is like what's next for either one of these guys. Because are we going to put them back into the main spotlight? Is this going to?
Logan's going on vacation after this, so he's worried.
Yeah, they're gonna, and then the other one's got to go on
Yeah,
break.
he'll be
Yeah,
around.
he might get injured. You know what I mean? Like he
might get injured. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully not. But he's up there. I think he's older than us, so
Jeez.
Yeah,
He's a little stiff too.
yeah. So we don't rumble like we used to.
Dave, you've been somewhat impressed with some of Logan's output over the years. We were talking about it on the show. Where do you rank this match as far as anticipation for you? Do you really think this match is going to deliver on the athletic scale that everyone thinks that it will?
Oh, of course, you got AJ, and I've been since his first appearance. I saw that Logan could actually be a big part of this, and then as he started doing more and then became a champion, it took some time, I think, for people to accept that he's here and that he's doing what he's doing. But I bought in the first time he did it. Looked very natural in what he was doing. So when they actually announced he was full time, I actually got pretty excited about to see more of his matches and see how he progresses and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. That dude he's just kind of built for this type of thing. He's been getting heat on YouTube before, it actually would have paid off. I don't think he thought his heat that he got in real life would actually cash out in the WWE. So I mean, it works. This dude is a walking lightning rod when it comes for hate. He can just pull hate by just opening his mouth. And with I feel like with it's kind of similar to like Dominic Mysterio is manufactured in the WWE, where Logan Paul goes with him outside of the building. Like people actually want him to be harmed. But yeah, he's been showing out, and I've been looking at this card. This is probably gonna be one of my favorite matches of the night. So we'll see what happens for this night.
Okay. Ace, when it comes to AJ Styles, the competitor, AJ Styles has been a world champion every fucking where there is to be a world fucking champion. He is one of the most established superstars of our time.
Wasn't he 2KW champ?
Wasn't he what? You said 2KW champ?
Yeah.
No, absolutely fucking not. G Styles.
Practically the same thing.
Really not. Really not. No disrespect to G Styles. He was an amazing athlete. He actually did a lot of AJ Styles stuff, but no comparison.
I was just joking.
They were related.
But to Ace, right? When it comes to AJ Styles as a career as a whole, do you feel like maybe this is? I mean, considering we just had the news recently that he doesn't want to wrestle when he's 50. Right. So we're on the countdown here. Do you feel like this is a matchup? I don't want to sound arrogant about it, but is this an AJ Styles worthy matchup, considering we have very few matches left for him? Or is this a situation where this might surprise some people actually?
I think this is more of an in-between. It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
The name AJ Styles, yes, the phenomenal one. How old is the phenomenal one?
47.
47, and he's still pulling out these great matches. He's
It'll
just
be
like
48 in June. Just
he's
saying.
They're still going. This is a bigger deal for Logan Paul than it is for AJ Styles, with all due respect.
Fair. No, it's fair. It's fair to say, yeah.
And
Logan might agree with you on that, so it's fair.
And putting this on Logan Paul's resume, hey, I wrestled AJ Styles at WrestleMania, and I won.
I was gonna say, spoiler alert, and I won.
And I'm still this humble. Says a lot about me.
Yeah, word.
So y'all should respect me. So I think that's what it is. It works. It works completely. You need the name AJ Styles, the competitor, the former WWE champion, New Japan, TNA champion, all of that. The
2KW,
veteran
apparently
being beaten by the new Logan Paul. So it works.
Steve, this is the beginning of a long year for AJ Styles. Like I just said a second ago, he's not planning on wrestling till he's 50. He's got a very short term period, but we now know that WrestleMania next year will be at New Orleans in Louisiana, which is awfully close to Georgia. Not obviously geographically there, but as close as it's going to be. And we can't roll the dice that 43 will be in Atlanta, right? So that's as close to his hometown as he's going to get. So there's a lot of rumor mill that maybe that next Mania will be the last. Let me ask you the question straight up, and this may result in you giving me the pick. Actually, I think it will. Is this the night for AJ Styles to do the favor in order to get something a little later on the next one? Is this where Logan Paul breaks the streak and actually comes across as the winner at WrestleMania?
Absolutely. I think Logan Paul wins this. I mean, they're also kind of sprinkling in the carrying cross of it all with him kind of whispering in the ear. So I think he might wind up being a factor here. I don't think AJ needs the win here. I think Logan.
He's a made man. He's a made man. You know,
he can do no wrong.
He can do no wrong in the eyes of the WWE. Yes.
This is more about Logan being able to say that he could hang. No, I'm one of them, so we do that.
Okay.
We do that.
Yeah, we.
I am 1/4 Italian.
We do that later. But this is more about Logan being able to say, at simultaneously both Logan and AJ. Logan can say, I can hang with the most athletically gifted, longest tenured athletes on the planet. And AJ saying, I can still hang with some of the youngest, up-and-coming young guns athletically. So it's dual purpose. AJ's a made man regardless. Logan needs to win a little bit more. You can plug and play AJ anywhere. And this also proves that, despite the injury hiccups lately, he can still go.
There you go. Hey, Dave, you were in my house many years ago, many years ago, when we were having a conversation privately within the house. And, I've always been known as the wrestling guy in family and friends long before the podcast, long before the career. I was such a wrestling fan when I was younger. And I can't remember exactly what year it was, but somebody had asked me, hey, who's your top five? Everybody got top five. Who's your top five? And I forgot what year it was, but it was definitely a TNA year. And I had put AJ Styles in my top five. And I was looked upon like I was a fucking idiot. Because they were like, Jesus Christ, top five all time? That's insane. Who's laughing now, motherfucker? He's one of the top five of all time. But, and that's, again, my opinion. But Dave has a very unique experience when it comes to AJ Styles because much like most of Dave's wrestling history knowledge, it's whatever I had on. And I had a lot of AJ Styles on when we were growing up. And so I wanted to ask Dave, this is kind of the end, or we're beginning now. This is Infinity War for AJ Styles. We're going to start building up toward the end game. But I kind of, for the sake of this video, because I'm going to be sharing out this video, not just in its full form, but in segments, as I've been doing on YouTube recently. And I just kind of wanted to give Dave's opinion because what is your actual opinion on AJ Styles, the performer? I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on where you are with him as far as like now that he has been WWE champion, now that he has main evented this and he's main evented that, and he's got the full resume. I'm as your brother, I'm here because I forced it down your throat in the beginning, but now of course, no homo implied, but where do you stand on AJ as a performer?
He's all right. No, I'm kidding.
He's all right.
Well, he likes to wrestle. It's cute. No, one of the the thing I remember about AJ the most is a lot of the TNA stuff. Like I remember you watching a lot of TNA. That's my memory. I don't know if that's your favorite part of him, but I just remember.
To be honest, after all these years in WWE, I still see him as a TNA guy. To this day, like
wasn't he I don't know if I'm mixing these up because remember I was playing video games while you did all this stuff, so this is all like side eye memory.
Yeah, we're not having a Final Fantasy conversation.
But wasn't he the one that like the X thing where he like climbed across
Ultimate X? Yeah.
So that's like one of the memories that I remember like him doing and stuff like that. But
shout out to Chris Van Vliet for having the videos recently of that Ultimate X match and the triple threat match at Unbreakable with Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, and AJ Styles. That was good.
That's his favorite match.
Yeah. So that's the AJ I remember, and I also remember you always saying things like, I don't know if you said he would never, but he was very reluctant to go to like the WWE. So it was really cool to see him when he went, like just fit right in. Like he changed his formula so quick that it's almost as if like he's been in the WWE running their formula for so long. So, I mean, I got nothing but respect for the guy. He's been in the game for a long time. He's been very consistent. And contrary to what I may have said about a wrestler on the last one, this guy is the complete opposite. Anyone around him, anyone he wrestles with, they get something from doing work with AJ, and you can see that with a lot of the talent around him.
Joe,
Indeed.
Who wins this match, dude? Everybody else has picked in their explanations. They picked.
I'm going to go with Paul because I have a feeling they got to bring him up, and this is going to be a big way to beat him up.
Do you see him as a possible top heel moving forward, like for the year of 2025?
That's why he's got to win. You know, they got to.
He kind of has to win. Yeah.
You got to feed Jimmy or Cody, somebody. You know?
Big Jim.
Hey. Big Jim.
Give Big Jim
they're not the same person, Joe.
No, the Jay, excuse me.
You try to give Big Jim the push, homie.
Jeez, he's getting a big push. You see Naomi's tweet, and he's already getting a big push.
I didn't even bring that tweet up. But that, did you? Oh, I don't want to get into that whole exchange between Naomi and Jade, and Jade snitches at the end. Oh, look what she's saying, son. Look what she's saying. I love it. We actually have very few matches. We have like 3 left. So I'm sorry again for keeping you guys for so long. But here we are with the fatal 4-way right here. Intercontinental Championship on the line between Braun Breaker defending the championship against Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. Finn Balor has both won and lost Intercontinental Championship matches at WrestleMania. This is Penta's WrestleMania debut. Dominic Mysterio has not had a match at WrestleMania since his father. Of course, this is Braun Breaker's debut as well. So 4 individuals, 2 debuts, the Intercontinental Champion obviously being the highest profile individual in this match. And that's saying a lot considering you've got someone with the experience of Finn Balor in this match. You've got someone with the experience of Penta in this match. But the high-profile individual is indeed the champ. I'm going to break format for this particular match because it's a 4-way. We could be here all day. So for this particular match, I'm going to go straight to it because I feel like the picks will explain themselves. And I feel like the picks will give you guys something to step on as far as how you're going to explain this match. Dave, we'll start with you. Who wins this matchup and why? Take your time. Don't worry about it. I got my scotch.
I don't have scotch. Hurry up, Dave.
I'd rather Braun Breaker keep it. I don't know.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. I'm with it.
Mm-hmm.
Ace, who do you pick and why?
I think no matter who wins, we all win.
There is a match that gives a shit about. Hold on a second.
Hold on. Wait a minute. That's the one you care about?
Time out. Wait a minute. No, don't downplay it. Don't downplay it.
This
No.
is good. No,
Let
this
man
is.
cook. Hold on a
I like
second.
that.
He didn't pop for
No,
broken
let
wings.
this man cook. He likes me. Likes. Shut the fuck up. Wait a
Oh,
minute.
this is
Ace.
good.
Ace,
Mhm.
talk to me about this fatal 4-way. Please, just share your feelings.
I like the build. It's not so convoluted. It's just guys that
It's
want.
not so convoluted. I love
It's
it.
not.
Love
It's
it.
not. It's they all got there their own way, and it was like
Mhm.
one was Liv got the title shot for Dom because Finn's gonna do it for himself. You should do it for yourself. Finn's like, you know what? I'm the leader of the Judgment Day. I'm a Gwen. This is why. Blah blah blah. And Penta's like, I just got here and I got disqualified. I need a rematch. It makes sense for all 4 guys to be in this match.
3 hours and 13 minutes into this show, we finally found a match that Ace Andrews gives a fuck about. And
Should
I'm
give him
so
my
happy.
heart rate should go up.
So wait a minute.
Absolutely.
So now I'm on pins and needles. Who's gonna win?
Yeah, who's gonna win? Yeah, who's your pick?
Oh, Dominic. It's Dominic Mysterio.
Whoa.
It's Dominic Mysterio.
Big
And-
pick.
And
Big
guess
pick.
what?
Love
When
it.
him and his girlfriend we got the titles, Finn. Where's yours? And Dom's like, you know what?
Wow.
I'm gonna get that new member of Judgment Day now. Because I'm
There
the
it
man now.
is. There it is.
And then they'll turn each other on SummerSlam. It's a whole build. But I think that's
whole
where it's
thing,
all
yeah.
due. It's that or Dom loses the belt on Monday.
Either a
Dom
good
wins,
feud
Dom
on
wins,
SummerSlam or he loses it next night.
But the point is that he'll have that mania moment. That's
Sure.
all that
Oh, you
matters.
think it would be cheered if he wins?
No.
I think there will be like
there'll
an,
be a pop.
an initial pop
I think
because it
there'll
would
be
be
a
a
pop.
surprise.
Yeah.
I think the initial like pinfall would be a pop because it would be a surprise.
Yeah.
Steve, you popped heavy when he picked Dom. Steve,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna pick your brain. What's up?
Mr. Andrews is brilliant. It's absolutely the right time to do that. He's brilliant. He called it right down the middle, exactly the right way to do it, because it could feed, as they say, it will feed families. You'll get
It
a lot
is.
out of it. You'll
It'll
stretch it out.
feed families.
This
huh?
will either be a really good match or an absolute disaster. Because
I said the same thing.
Wow.
if they go
Absolutely, yes.
too fast, it will blow the whole thing. That's
The
my
key-
only worry.
Okay, yeah.
Well-
And that leads my question to Joe. Joe, not only do I want your pick, but to Steve's point, Braun I trust, Dom I trust, Finn I trust. Penta's a wild card. Penta is a wild card in this fucking matchup. Listen, I made a joke. So to kind of pull the curtain back a little bit, as far as my professional wrestling career, I am about to begin a journey as a tag team. I will not reveal my partner just yet. We're gonna save that. But
Not me. I got bad knees.
Not
guys.
me.
yeah, and
It's not.
unfortunately, it's not Ace because he's
That's
retired.
sciatica.
Otherwise, I
That's
would have.
I was gonna say Ace would probably.
But it's a surprise. We were filming things as we speak. But one of the things that we joked about is the fact that based on the two of us, I gotta take heat. I gotta take heat. His comeback is gonna be way better, and that's where Penta comes in because Penta is if you unleash Penta correctly, he is exciting. He is 1,000 miles an hour. He is money television, but you gotta do it right. And he is the wild card. So I'll turn it to Joe now. Everyone's made their pick. Joe, give me your pick. And also, because of the push behind Penta, how do you kind of think in your mind how he figures into this 4-way?
He's gonna be for the razzle dazzle, baby. He's gonna have those jazz hands ready. He's gonna
Come back, baby. Come back. Yeah, baby.
He's gonna look strong. He's gonna not win, but he's gonna look strong, and he's gonna, not be pinned. That's for certain. I can see either Finn or Dom coming out with a W on this one. Leaning towards Finn because he hasn't had gold around his waist since his good buddy took it in the face. So I think,
Phrasing.
yeah, I feel bad for the guy. He got his face, his ribs, everything. But I think Finn's got to get some gold on him for a bit, and I think that that's going to cause some friction. I think that storyline plays for itself, and it's kind of the obvious way, as it was mentioned before. So
there you go. I'm going Dom.
Dom.
And the reason for that is because, to be honest with you, and this is so hilarious to say out loud, Dave, you've been there since the beginning. We said it at the beginning of Dom's career. Damn, he fucked up not going to NXT because he really could have used that time to really flesh shit out. I felt we collectively, me and Dave, felt bad for Dom because he was put on the main roster immediately and just expected to fucking produce, and that's hard.
To a Hall of Famer.
It's hard for anyone to do, but for fuck's sake, has he fucking done it? Like he's. I'm not saying he's the best in-ring worker. That's not what I'm saying at all whatsoever. But he gets that atmosphere. If you move Dominic to the Indies or to another company of a high-profile situation, you might have a different Dom. But here in this scenario, he kind of fucking gets it, and he kind of fucking understands, and not to the point where he's a top guy. I would, at this point, even I would say, don't put the world title on fucking Dominic.
No.
But a mid-card title to kind of test the waters, to kind of, for some reason, I feel like of the four, Dominic opens up more pathways than the other
The
three,
families.
including Braun. I think Braun needs to be booked a certain fucking way. And if, like, for instance, in this scenario, a photo-way is perfect for Braun because he doesn't have to lose the title. Penta or anybody else could pin anybody to win the fucking title. It doesn't necessarily need to be Braun, which is perfect because it's built in and he can get a rematch anytime that he fucking wants. And it fills in the story. The reason why I picked Dom is because as a shit-eating heel, not a kick-ass
Chicken shit.
yeah, he's the kind of heel that could lose and it never hurts him. It never fucking hurts him to lose.
Probably does better for
The
him.
way, yeah, exactly. Like for him,
Helps you. Yeah.
it
Yeah, fuck
elevates.
that
Every
guy is
time
what
he
they
takes
say.
a fucking great loss, he fucking elevates. It's so fucking weird about this fucking kid. I have been giving this kid shit for fucking years, and I just took an L for Liv Morgan. Guess
Taking
what?
L again.
I'm taking another fucking L because fucking Dominic is fucking doing it, and I'm man enough to fucking say it. Dominic
we said in order for him to be good, he needs to get away from his dad, and it's got to be to swim.
And it worked. That's
And
the
he
one
fucking
thing
exploded.
That's the one thing we got right about Dom is that as a matter of fact, Dave, if I'm wrong, you can correct me. I think the exact words that I used was, "We need to see him sink or swim without his dad."
Yep, that's what
And we're at a point now. It's Mania weekend. He's going for a championship. I will say openly, he swam. He's doing what he needs to do. Is he the top guy in the fucking company? No, but he doesn't need to be. Right. For someone who is complete nepotism and came into the company straight to the main roster with no NXT and no developmental, he fucking is doing it. I don't know how to fucking explain it. He's just fucking there. So, Finn, to Joe's point, Finn has been there a long time, and you would look at Finn and go, "Fuck!" Like he should get something. It's so weird. It's such a weird position for him to be in. But like at some point, it's going to be sink or swim for Finn too, because like there's only but so many opportunities you can get before you just flounder. But no, I'm really feeling Dom. So that
Finn comes out of this the baby face.
Right? Yeah, that could be.
No,
it could.
Not yet, but ultimately.
Yeah, in the long haul. The long-term storytelling comes out with Finn.
I see Jey Uso needs challengers.
Oh,
fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough.
That's you know what? That's not entirely a crazy thing to think about. Especially like if you think about the pattern of things, right? Like Shawn Michaels in '96, right? He's that April pay-per-view against Big Daddy Cool Diesel. He's on his way out. It's an easy win. Usually when you have that young underdog champion who just won a championship for a turn time, you want to feed him wins. We just said 2 seconds ago, Dom doesn't get hurt with losses. A champion versus champion situation, or even if he doesn't win the title, if you have a strong Dominic performance at WrestleMania and they immediately slide him into a heel feud with Jey, is not entirely out of the question.
No,
it's very serviceable, especially since you want Jey to be the dominant force in his next program. Because if Jey and Gunther, regardless of who wins that match, the opponent next will not be the other person. If Gunther retains, he's not fighting Jey next.
No.
If Jey wins, he's not. That's not an immediate rematch.
Gunther should go away for a little
Gunther
bit.
will
Yeah,
go
I agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
I've
it.
forgotten this way better than
Two-step his way back to Austria.
Because if Gunther gets right back into it, he has to lose again, and that hurts Gunther. There's no one wins in that. If anything, maybe this is out of the realm of possibility. If we could do some sort of small injury angle, where like during the course of the match, something gets hurt and he needs time off, I'll take that.
Goes too far.
That's what I just said. Yeah, ironically,
blood feud, right? That's what we were saying.
Blood for blood. You hurt my brother.
My brother.
I'm gonna
get you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you for Jimmy.
Yeah.
This t-shirt is very comfortable. And it breathes well, too.
I like how we sewed that back up to night one. We only have 2 matches left. This one, I promise you, will be short.
Hold on, one second, if I may. This is what I have to say about this.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah.
This is your bathroom break, baby.
That was their picks.
I'm
All right, well, let's get this done then. Let's go. Come on, quarterback this shit.
If I can be completely honest,
we already know how you feel about this match.
I don't even care about the picks, to be honest with you. I don't even care about the picks. This match, not only does it make sense, but the stipulation doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And it's all, we were talking before about, I'm pretty sure he went to go piss. And that's okay.
It's a bathroom break match. That's
because,
or he's taking his shit because his heart rate just skyrocketed.
Yeah. How is it still being monitored at this point? Like, he's not even. All right, cool. For the record, I've had a bucket this whole time, so it doesn't matter.
I'm wearing Depends. No,
I'm wearing Depends. This will be short because let's be honest. First of all, is there anybody in this room that doesn't think that Drew McIntyre is winning this match?
Nope. Drew is winning this match.
Ace,
correct. Drew. No, she's winning.
Dave, you think?
Yeah, he's probably winning this match. Yeah.
There is absolutely fucking. And for the record, Dave's a huge Damian Priest guy.
Same with me. Bisexual Undertaker is the best. So
that's what the name was.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was.
This is not the situation. I'm actually kind of pissed they put Damian in this match. Because I actually kind of feel like this is not how you showcase somebody you're trying to put over. I get that you want to put him on the card, but I also get that, in all fairness, I mean, Dave, I'll toss it to you first. You were really big. You've been really big on him for a long time, and the world title reign. Where do we go with that? I mean, it's hit or miss, right? Or where were you on the world title reign? Because I think they feel the world title reign wasn't what they were hoping it was going to be, which is why since the world title reign, it's been absolute garbage for him.
Yep.
I don't know. It's a pretty shitty position to be in a group like that and then win the title and then branch off because you're not expected to. No, hold on. You're not I'm not saying that it can't be good.
He wasn't the only one that split. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying it can't be good. What I'm saying is when you win it that way,
right?
You're going to drop it. Now you're chasing. And to your comment, I'm assuming you're referring to Rhea Ripley. We said earlier, she's amazing on the chase. So if she's that's why her run, like her losing the belt, it's actually, I wouldn't say it's fun, but it's like
it's from Judgment Day. She didn't chase.
But I'm just saying, and right, but she inevitably is chasing. She's still chasing. After that WrestleMania, she had to drop the belt, and then she's been kind of like on and off. She hasn't had a straight run. So Damian's kind of doing the same thing, and I don't know. I just don't think it's working. And to be honest with you, specifically, I don't think Damian and Drew have very good chemistry. Like these are two people who could have probably never touched each other, and it would have been perfectly fine. And I think it would have been better for both of them. Like, I'm not even trying to shit on any of them. I just honestly think these two just don't look good together. That's the match already. I think that's what it comes down to. Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen this for a year at this point. It's Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Come on. We're already getting this with the New Day and the War Raiders.
Yeah.
Gotta have one on each card, dude.
I like both of them separately, but Jesus, this is fast food. There's no real story here.
No sustenance. All junk.
Jeez, this is where I go take a piss. I just took a piss before. This is exactly what I'm going to do that night. That's why it seems like the only one with a stip the whole night, the whole weekend.
All right. Like I said at the beginning of this, I don't
Jesus
even give a
Christ.
shit about the picks. Everyone here is actually, Steve, you were pissing when we asked it.
It was trying to avoid it, and you're gonna force him.
It's going to be Drew. I think it should
There
be
you
Drew.
go.
There it is.
It should be Drew.
Yeah, there it is. All right,
No,
moving
no,
on.
no
We said
disrespect.
it when you pissed, and it's exactly. It's gonna be Drew. Drew needs the win in this particular situation. He's the top heel moving forward. Drew, listen, I got all the respect in the world for you, Drew. Damien, I should say. I have all the respect in the world for you. We're gonna have to figure out what to do with you. We're gonna reassess. How about that? We're gonna
Have to.
reassess. All right, one last match here to discuss. This is the one to end all, be all. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. I have the card here in front of you. This is it. And what I mean by this is it, this is the last time that we are going to see the Doctor of Thugonomics, the fucking champion of champion. This is it. This is John Cena's last main event opportunity at WrestleMania 41. And for fuck's sake, 3 hours and 30 3 hours and 30 minutes. We have waited for this moment. I am not even going to prep this. Sir, Mr. Ace Andrews, I said it earlier, and now the floor is yours, sir. Please. I am not even going to intro this. I'm not going to do anything for this match. It is all you, my friend. Please.
Wow, what an honor.
Why not? Oh my lord!
Have fun. No. I said it earlier. The triple threat match earlier was my stage. I got it out of my system, sir. Stage is yours. Go ahead,
This
please.
is the most important match on the card. This is the one that's going to set up all the programs for the rest of the year that leads to next year. Also, it's part of John Cena's retirement tour. Everything has been on standstill because of this program. Realistically, if it's not John Cena, who's to challenge Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania? Who else? Who is realistic enough that, you know what? Cody versus who? And this guy actually has a chance to take the championship off of Cody Rhodes. There's no one else besides Roman Reigns. And we've seen the match twice. I don't think we need to see it a third time yet. That should be
I actually would have
main
liked to have seen it one more time. But go ahead.
Well, I think that'll be SummerSlam night 2. I think that's the main event.
No.
You could.
Well, actually, no. I don't, because now I think Cena's winning before the heel turn. No one saw this heel turn coming, by the ways. No one.
I'll give you that.
No one.
Yes.
No one saw this. Cody would turn before Cena, but here we are in 2025 in this universe of the multiverse.
And that's why I was so happy to be in Joe's house when it happened.
Yeah.
Because I needed another person to validate it for me.
Make sure it was real.
Yeah, right. Am I seeing this? Joe, no lie. And Ace, I don't mean to cut you off. You will continue
please.
your point. But Joe, when we saw the hug, and me and Joe both went, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like, really gonna do that? And then it fucking happened. So yeah, to your point, Ace, yes, absolutely nobody saw that shit coming.
The only issue with this is also with this match has been part of the builds, which is, of course, we didn't see what happened tonight, but Cena was only there for 3 weeks in between. This WrestleMania should have been the first week of April instead of the middle of April, because Cena would have been there for the last 3 weeks and the go home show for WrestleMania. It would have the match. It's the most important match on the entire card. Everything revolves around it. All the other programs revolve around this match. So the triple threat match is not the real main event, because they need to see what they're doing with this program first, which is The Rock's program. Unfortunately, what The Rock does, it's the most important thing to the company. So I don't know what to expect. I predict Cena wins. It's got to be in a dirty way. It's got to be, I say Paul Heyman helps him. And that's my wild pick of it.
Wow.
So,
Dave, Cody Rhodes, and John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania, his last main event ever. Your thoughts?
I really hope Cena wins here.
Oh,
To be honest with you, I've been saying it this whole time that I was kind of hoping somewhere along the line Cody dropped the belt sooner to
Yeah.
Cena so that
did.
we could get Punk Cena, the proper WrestleMania for both of them. But yet again, here's Cody taking away a moment from WrestleMania from everybody else just
Jesus.
because
The
he got it.
haterations.
Right?
But yeah, I would have
Mary
hoped
J.
Cody
Blige
turned.
would not approve.
I
of the
would have hoped
hateration.
Cody turned heel sooner. I was kind of hoping he turned heel when Roman came back. I was kind of hoping that was around that time when he did it because he kind of gave off that vibe like he was gonna be weird about Roman coming back. That nothing really came of that too much. And then I don't know. I agree with what you're saying as far as like this is very important because I think John Cena up until the moment he is done is going to be the main focus for next season. So I do agree with that. But I don't agree with Cody not having opponents to drop the belt to, and I don't even think he had to necessarily be the person who was here. I think it could have been someone else. And if I had more time to think about it, I could actually give you names, but I don't think it had to be Cody.
As far as the champion that he faced.
That he faces that Mania right now. Like this doesn't have to be Cody. It has to be Cena, and I think it has to be Cena winning depending on who he was going up against, but the other person didn't have to be Cody. It could have been any a couple other people.
Steve, big question here. Because the talk of conversation has been that Cena's heel turn was actually option number 2. The original option on the table, the push from The Rock and Brian Cohert's camp was that Cody would accept Rock's offer and we would get a heel Cody Rhodes going into WrestleMania. I have to ask you this. If Cody Rhodes had turned heel at the Elimination Chamber, would John Cena still have been the main event competitor, and would he have gone into this match as a babyface?
Yes, I think if you can't turn both of them. If you turn Cody, which I think would have been a good option too, you can't have Cena also be a heel. You need someone at that level because right now the parallels are crazy. You got the new quarterback of the company against the greatest quarterback to ever live at a company, in my opinion, in John Cena. You can't turn them both at the same time.
Right.
That's why I firmly believe Cody actually wins here. Because unless you've got the Rock set up and you're gonna do this long, setup for the future, which you can't really trust. You can't trust with his schedule. You can't trust with the consistency of things changing all the time. You don't know how the Rock of it all is gonna work out. I think Cody has to win here because ultimately, for me at least, and I've been watching a long time, just like a lot of you, the victory I want to see for number 17 is him going out at the end of his career, because we still got till December, allegedly. Him winning that as a babyface where everybody celebrates that kind of moment and then he leaves it in the ring and walks out. I would love that. That's what I hope for. Now, whether or not that happens, this is all dependent on whether or not The Rock goes and gets involved in it. He has to make this make sense. But Cody was the better option to go heel for me. I would have kept Cena babyface, even though we all want to see the Cena babyface heel thing. I think that something should be forever, and if they don't absolutely park this story and make it a big deal for the next year of his final year, it's gonna be a drag. I don't want to say a drag on his legacy, but it'll just be a wet fart at the end of what is an incredible career at this point. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying.
It is all you're saying. With all due respect, you're saying
that was kind of wet. Like I just felt
like you think it's gonna be a full, but you got to check your pants.
What I thought was a fart turned out to be warm mashed potatoes in my.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
I'm probably going to be there within the next 45 minutes. But
it is.
Joe, I've left the last question for you because it's the one thing nobody on this panel is talking about.
Ah, jeez.
And I'm so glad nobody's mentioned it because I had this question queued up for you the entire time, praying nobody would mention it, and they didn't, so I'll bring it to you. There is one component to this program that has not been mentioned except for this past Monday. The Rock and Travis Scott has not been mentioned very much within this program.
Yeah.
And the joke that was posed to John is that Cody stated that between the two of us, only one of us has sold our soul to The Rock and Travis Scott, and that was indeed John Cena. John Cena, for this entire program, has stood on his own, and while he has said bad things, he has not done any bad things, which is what's hampering my interest in this matchup, which is why I mentioned earlier that triple threat match was more in my liking as opposed to the two. And I told Ace earlier that had they done more heel work in this promo, I probably would have been more involved in this feud. But I will pass this question on to you. There has not been much conversation about The Rock or Travis Scott during the course of this entire program, and that's because I assume, based on scheduling, they may not be at WrestleMania. But do you, Joe Dove, do you have the inside track? Do you believe not only will they be there, but they will have an impact on this matchup at WrestleMania?
Absolutely. I think they're going to be there. I think they're going to have an impact because you're not going to build that up from that
Sorry,
moment.
that was Scotch talking. Ahead.
Yeah. You're not going to take that big build up and the Rock big moment and not have these guys there. I mean, you got Cody bruised, and if you think about what happened in Bloodline Ruins, it was like somebody coming out and then another guy coming out and it's probably going to be the same. We're going to have The Rock come out. My question should be, will we get a Steve Austin surprise to come out?
He's going to be at Vegas.
And
he says he's going to be there
and help out Cody. And one last stun to The Rock.
To be honest with you, he missed his opportunity. He should have been there in Philly. And
he should have. He should have, but hey,
100%.
I'll do respect
to
Taker. That is not what should have happened.
No, Taker shouldn't have.
Get involved with Randy instead of that match. I mean, please.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Should have had
get
Randy
involved with Randy instead of that match. Just keep him away from Cena and Cody, please.
Yes. I actually saved that for last for a specific reason because I didn't think we would be divulged too much into it. We have had our picks. Everyone here has picked except for me. My pick. Actually, no. Dave, did you pick for the John Cena Cody Rhodes match?
Yeah, I said I want Cena to win.
Oh, you want to see it? Okay, all right.
I want this Cody shit to be over.
My pick for
wow.
My pick for the John Cena Cody Rhodes match is very simply put. Everybody here feels so confident about their picks, and I fucking love it because I love. That's why you guys are on the show. You guys are so smart. You're hip to the business. You know what's going on. Everyone's so fucking into what they're picking, and I love it. I'm going Cody Rhodes, and the reason why I'm going Cody Rhodes is because I don't.
You're a fucking schmuck.
I'm gonna.
Hey, what does that make me?
I'm gonna hold John Cena to his word, and the ideology. Out of respect for Rick, he does not want 17. He's playing a character right now, and that's great. It's a change of pace for him. It's something he's always wanted to do, and I will give him his grace and let him play the heel. I don't think he needs to be the champion to be the heel. By default, if John Cena so wish it to be, if he is a heel, he's the top heel. I don't think there's anybody in the company that will overtake him as a heel simply because they've been a heel longer or because they deserve to be more. John Cena's been a babyface 20 plus years against his fucking will. He wanted to turn heel years ago, and they wouldn't fucking let him do it. And to his credit, he didn't do it and still maintained his attitude throughout being a babyface. He didn't let that deter him from his job. So I will give him grace in saying that if he's going to continue to be a heel, championship or no championship, he will be the top heel. Any babyface that goes against a heel Cena will get a fucking rub whether they want it or not. Ace mentioned earlier about a Dominic Jey Uso feud for the world title, that would be an easy feud for him because Dominic would feed into that. And I completely agree with that. I think that would be a very logical way to go. If John was to say, just want to put Jay over for fuck's sake, I wouldn't be against that either. He already did it at the Rumble. He wouldn't have to do it again. There's no reason for him to do it again. But anything, I'll put it like this: at this point, if it's a true final farewell, not a bullshit wrestling one where in 3 years he'll be back at WrestleMania or whatever the case may be. If this is a real farewell tour, I give John all the free will in the world. Pick who you want. I don't give a shit.
Blank check.
And to be honest with you, if it means, I want to go against this guy and I want to go over, I fucking do it. To be honest with you, I fucking do it. But I think John's smart enough and business savvy enough to know who he should beat and who he should not beat. And I think as a heel, John is in the position right now to make the next superstar. And I'm not saying Cody's that person because Cody's also up in age. You're getting the most out of Cody now that you're probably ever going to get. But if John gets through WrestleMania, puts over the champ, Cody goes off to do his own thing, and John gets to pick his own path moving forward with another guy, whoever that other guy is, for fuck's sake, put John on your Christmas card list because he's giving you a gift. He is giving you a gift, whoever it is. Whoever that next babyface is that John's going to feud with is fucking being given the chance of a lifetime to fucking be a made man. You just got to be in that position. So I agree with Ace to a degree where it would be great money to have John be a champion and have people chase him. The problem is with that, I don't feel like you make anyone with that. I think you give John a great run, but you don't make anyone with that. I think if it's the opposite, you give John a great run whilst making the next guy for 2026 and 2027.
To be fair, he's been making people.
I was going to say, I don't think he fucking needs to do that.
Who though? Who is he made? Because he didn't make Austin Theory.
Oh, that's fair. I don't.
He didn't make Austin Theory. He when he came back, he lost to Roman. Roman was already a made guy.
He didn't make Solo.
He didn't make Solo. So like this is what I mean by because and you know why he didn't make him? Because he was doing the same babyface bullshit he's been doing for years. This is the new
I see what you're saying.
This is the new John.
To make folks better.
This is the new John. If the babyface John we've seen for 20 years stopped working as far as making talent, giving the heel run a chance isn't that far-fetched to me. Where it's just like we can get that next baby. That's why I throw Jay's name in the hat, because it's like if they're really in the business of trying to make Jay the next guy, or at least one of those guys, it doesn't hurt to, as we say in the industry, steal a pay-per-view out of. Whereas like you get that one off where it's just like the big build up and it's, it's the Yeet versus the, you know what I'm saying? Like you just keep the fucking momentum going.
I'll say, not to interrupt you.
No, please go ahead.
I know it's a long show, and I even hate to bring this up now, but it's like Cena going over, and he's beating, and then throughout the year he beats Cody again. He beats Roman. He beats Seth. He beats Punk. These are all made men, right? Mm-hmm. And we're now we're in December or November. Last shot. The rule could be also like, hey, you can challenge me for my belt, but if I beat you, you don't get another shot. The old Dusty rule. Dusty's like, if I can't beat you, then you know what? I don't deserve to face you as a champ. If Cena makes that his rule,
right?
All right, and he beats all the guys that he should have beat. Listen, Jay, no one else has done it. It's got to be you. And if it's not Jay, pick whoever you want. Whoever gets that spotlight and beats John Cena, you're shot up there. Big win.
I have a rebuttal. How'd that work for Brock Lesnar?
What do you mean?
How did that work for Brock Lesnar? When Brock Lesnar beat the streak.
Sure.
When Brock Lesnar beat the streak, that was the ideology they went with. Where it was the big match, that was the big surprise. Oh, we put Brock Lesnar over the street because Taker was on the back end. Now Lesnar's gonna make the next guy because he's the guy that beat the streak. So the guy who beats the guy.
Oh, you mean Roman? Right? Yeah. Well, I mean,
didn't work. It didn't work. You're talking about one solitary match where Cena goes over hard for a year, and then the guy who beats the guy now he's over. That doesn't work. We've seen that.
Also, Roman didn't go over that night.
Roman didn't go over what night?
At WrestleMania 31. Seth did.
No, he didn't. But that's my point. There were Roman. The point is win or lose. The point is the rub of being in there with the guy, right?
Yes.
So, like in your situation, Cena takes Cody out at WrestleMania. Okay, he's the 17-time world champion, right? He's gonna take a break. We'll probably see him just be Money in the Bank. We'll say, right? He'll be back Money in the Bank. High profile matchup, obviously, right? Because they're gonna promote the fuck out of it. He'll win. Fucking SummerSlam at MetLife. Me and Dave will be there. That'll probably be the Cena Punk match we've been talking about, right?
Sure.
And then that'll fucking be a Cena win. We had the Survivor Series. There'll probably be some War Games match as the headline, but John Cena will be defending the championship in some way. He'll go over. Now we get to the December pay-per-view, which, by the way, it's a December pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Then I can. So we're aware.
Yeah,
and now you're gonna pick one guy, whether it be let's hope and pray Jay is still over at that point as a challenger, or God bless them if we create a new star leading up to the December.
Yes. 25. You got a whole year. You got a whole year to get over.
Okay, but even if for Steve's point, Braun Breaker, right? We build him up properly. Braun Breaker takes out John Cena in December. Okay, he had one fucking win. Now what?
Yeah.
Now what? It's one fucking win. If you beat John Cena once, that might be saying something. But how many people in John's career has beat him once? If you beat John Cena 3 fucking times, I'll give you an example. Batista over Triple H.
Yes.
Batista beat Triple H at WrestleMania, Backlash, and then the fucking Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
That made a star. Rock did the same deal. He just said it right there with Mankind.
Seth over Brock, too.
Seth over Brock. It's not one win. It's several wins. It's dominance.
Yes.
It's not I beat him that one night and got away with it. It's I own him.
Or it can lead to that. It can still lead to that in November.
Here's the thing, and Dave, back me up on this because we talked about it. When John came back and said, I'm going to do a year, me and Dave did an episode. We were like, oh, it's going to be great to see him for a year. And then it'll be like all the way to December. When he turned heel, what did I say, Dave? There's no fucking way he ends in December. There's no fucking way. John Cena has waited 25 years to turn heel. And he turned heel in fucking February. And he plans on ending his career in December. That's 8 months. There's no fucking way that he sacrificed his babyface run for 8 months as a fucking heel. There's no fucking way. I have a feeling that December was the original plan until they turned him heel.
He's a heel. He's a liar. It's fine.
I don't know. To be honest with you, when you say that take, I honestly believe this whole heel shit is a shoot. And I really think he's getting his shit off. And the ultimate fuck you is, hey, this is dope. I'm actually gone. Like you're not even gonna get the best of it because he really just is that annoyed and pissed off about how it all went.
But
down.
how long will he be the heel for? That's what I'm questioning. How long will he be the heel for?
There might be a
There's no way heel John Cena ends his run at a fucking December pay-per-view. No fucking chance.
Good point.
No,
if he does, can we agree that this is
even December pay-per-view anymore?
If he ends it as a heel, which I don't disagree with you because I don't think he's going to, but if he ends it as a heel, can we agree that he truly did was pissed off, and this was his last pissed off run? Fuck you guys.
He got it out of the system. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Sure.
I'll agree with that.
Because I honestly think him not wanting the belt, if it was offered to him for the record, is a fuck you to his fans. Because that's a huge gift for his fans for him to have that record.
I think it's entertainment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's finally pushing the red button. I think that's what it
I
is.
don't know.
We-
I don't know, like,
Turn him heel.
you worked so hard in your career, you're right there, and you're just gonna say, "Nah, I'm good. I don't need it." Like that's just
Still
weird.
making money.
But that's weird, though. That has nothing to do with money.
But
That's
he-
legacy.
Well, his legacy is
He'll be
what
fine.
he's leaving behind at the end, and I don't think a title at 16 and 17 doesn't matter. Like the
Yeah, if
body
he
of
ended
work
it
at
tomorrow,
the end.
he'd still be one of the greatest of all time.
Exactly.
So-
That's fine. He's not ending it tomorrow. He has an opportunity to break the record. Like if he
But John has
wasn't in a
openly said he
position where
doesn't want the record.
I think it's again
A
okay.
chase for 17 as a heel is a lot less appealing to me, at least, than a chase to 17 as a babyface at the end.
Is he 116 as a baby?
That's what I'm saying. Like
He
one
was
as a heel, 16 as a babyface. Get out of here. It makes,
Hey, you know what
makes
they
about
say-
as much sense as a football bat.
You know what they say? You suck one dick.
Whoa, I wouldn't know.
You can eat 1,000
happens
vaginas,
to
but
me
one dick is all it takes.
One hot dog in your mouth. What they
Okay,
gonna say about it?
listen, it's over, son.
Dave's like, it was an off week. It was an off week.
Ace, I can't find the white flag. Where's the white flag, Ace?
Oh
Where's
my
the white
god.
flag?
That's all it takes. One chance as a
White
heel to
flag,
be
it's
remembered
over.
as a heel, is what I'm trying to say.
All right, look, listen. I appreciate. Look, listen. I don't want to put my. There it is. There it is. That's
He's
the
waving
white
it.
flag. He's waving it.
Whoa, Cena's on the
Okay.
screen. We can't see him.
Oh,
Oh, there it is. White
Hit the
flag.
button.
Listen, at this point of and juncture of the evening, first of all, thank you, Joe Pombo. I know that you've had a long night and you got a family that you need to be with. So
Yeah.
I thank you so much. Steve, thank you so much for being here. It's been a long time since I've seen you on the show. Thank you so much for partaking tonight. Ace, you and I have had our conversations in the past. I always told you if the opportunity ever arose that I would definitely have you on the show. And you brought it tonight, brother. So thank you very much. Dave, I love you so much. You're my brother for real. And I have I don't want to make public exactly everything that happened yesterday. I spoke to everybody before we went on the air. So I don't want to get emotional, but it's I shouldn't be here right now, to be honest with you, based on everything that happened yesterday. I almost canceled this show yesterday. I almost didn't have it. So thank you so much for you guys for being on the show tonight. It meant a lot. And this is one of the best shows I've ever had. So thank you guys. I know I apologize for it being so long, but I was just having fun. And the scotch was
It's a lot
really
of fun. It's a lot
the
of fun.
scotch was really fueling a lot of this. And
Hell yeah.
I'm not really doing a promo when I say that WrestleMania really is like a really important time of the year for me. So the fact that my family is here and healthy and good to go, I'm feeling good. 24 hours ago was a very scary time. So thank you guys for being on the show. And really trying to. I know everyone's so confused right now watching this. It's like, why is he so emotional right now? But for everybody who
Really loves WrestleMania.
yeah, don't name that's not it. That's not no fucking thing.
Long live
It
WrestleMania.
brings me to tears. I can't wait for James to win the title now. No, yesterday was a really hard time, and I had a really supportive family. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done this show. I was supposed to cancel this show yesterday, but yesterday was really scary, and it takes things into perspective. And I'm glad that I'm surrounded by such great people and patient people, because I think Stephen James jinxed us before the show started and mentioned the 4-hour show. I didn't anticipate having this long of a show.
I knew it. I knew it.
We had a really great conversation. I promise next time it won't be this long. And for those of you who stuck through it all the way through, thank you. I'm having a really hard time ending this broadcast, but yesterday was really scary. So today was really, really cool. Ace, again, thank you very much. Joe, thank you. Steve, thank you.
always, man.
Dave, thank you. Joe and Dave, I can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Oh, I'm gonna meet Dave in person. Oh shit!
Yeah, we're hanging out tomorrow,
Flush.
bro. And
To the house
I'm
of
gonna
Mo.
teach you.
Get a
I'm gonna
chance.
teach you how to
I will tweet you guys. I will give you guys the salute with the alcohol and all that stuff that we do. Joe, you're gonna get a chance to meet Mamita. We're bringing the niece over tomorrow.
Oh
so
man, I'm meeting everybody. Look at this.
meeting everybody, bro. My
Your
sister,
long lost cousin is arriving at the
my
place.
sisters are coming. My brother and his wife are coming. Joe and his wife are coming. The infamous. I'm gonna shout him out right now. Louis Brandon Torres will be in the house tomorrow. Party as well.
It's a 2BC reunion too.
Yeah,
Good
it will be. Comic Conversation will be in the house
good
tomorrow. So we gonna have food. We're gonna have drink. It's gonna be a good time. It was this close, to not happening, and so tomorrow I'm gonna be really appreciative of everything that happens. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for sharing, and of course, thank you guys for enjoying episode 303. And we will see you guys. Me and Dave will be back at it next week for our aftermath. We're gonna talk about what happened at WrestleMania. So thank you guys.